Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm okay. How are you?
You're blurry.
Am I? I'm
Yes,
not. I
you
shouldn't
are.
be.
You are.
I'm very blurry and I don't know why, because I'm
Yeah.
perfectly clear on my screen.
Yeah. Don't know.
Why is that?
You're having. It's that ghost that we were talking about in the back room.
Right, let's have a look. I have absolutely no idea. I'm set at my highest stream quality. I have no idea. Like on my screen in front of me, I'm perfect
There we
quality.
go. You're all right now.
But on Twitch, I look nuts.
Yeah, you've gone back okay now.
Have I?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea what it was. Perhaps it was my internet.
Maybe. How's well, first of all, Nando's missing. He's
Like properly missing, like Madeleine McCann missing, or
no.
No.
No, he's got lost buying his next ham and pineapple pizza.
I was gonna say perhaps we if he's gone missing, we try the parents first, then get a sniffer dog in to see if it's on the rental truck.
Wow, yeah. So still too soon. Still too soon.
Still too soon.
Yeah, still too soon. What's yellow and rusty in my back garden?
What's yellow and rusty in your back garden?
Yeah,
I don't want to know. Go on.
Madeleine McCann's bike. On that note, okay, so
wow, that wasn't me.
No, I thought I'd join you. So we have loads of participants in the room.
Sheza, as Beardo says, I'm going to see if I can do this. You're banned. You're fired. You fucker.
Yeah, Mr. Beardo may pop up later. He said he's a bit tired, but he may pop in later. So Sheza was well early.
She was well early. She was well early indeed.
And then she done her countdown to like 15 minutes to go.
She's been practicing accounting. That's what it is. She the other week she made it to 137, but then she went 137 flamingos, and then she just got lost. She's trying. It's the Northeast education system. They can't help it.
Bless her. Well, you know,
the further north you go, the worse it gets. Manchester, it's okay. They can do they go 109 to 191, and then they just get distracted. And they're like Marmite, feet, pickles.
Wow, feet. Oliver's in the room. Good evening, Oliver.
Good evening.
We have Alex is in the room. 3 best podcast hosts on YouTube. Thank you, mate.
Aren't they not? I've just seen Barracuda's in the chat, and she's from Manchester.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And we have Blue Sky Lisa.
Is it? So this is what is it? Blue Sky. I always pronounce it Blue Sky Lisa.
Lisa?
Is it Lisa? Like Melissa rather than Lisa like Elizabeth. So I'm going with Lisa short for Melissa. She always tells me she loves me, so it doesn't matter if I get it wrong. Oh, that explains a lot. Barracuda's from Leeds. That explains so much.
That's I'm not allowed to say that word on
Yes, I was right. Get in.
Cheryl, good morning. Blue Sky is still sorry for your loss. Mad Wecker's in the room.
Yeah, madness with the Wecker.
Madness. Who else have we got? Sarag's in the room, as you say.
Sarag. Aye.
Sarag.
Leeds.
Amy and Ozzy.
Who's from Leeds?
Wow. You are so going to get some hate in a minute, aren't you?
That's okay. It's okay. I saw Beardo in here earlier, so I've kind of got that buffer.
You've got that buffer, okay.
I've got that buffer. He's my protection buffer. When he's in the room, I'm okay. Because everyone seems to think he's a bad guy.
So someone's messaged from Harmony of Hearts. That wasn't me, so I presume that may be Cameron from the back bedroom acting on behalf of us. So
hello, Cameron from the back bedroom acting on behalf of us, you frisky minx, you.
Yeah, it is Cameron and not Madeleine McCann, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, if you could all give me the thumbs up. So last week, 2,388 followers, views on the video last week.
Nice, that's amazing.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. There's one Annalise is here. One Annalise is here. She's from Canada. Hello to Canada.
Good evening. Everyone looks good when Beardo's in the room. He's not in the room, is he?
Yeah, he's underneath.
He's underneath, is he?
How do you mistake Leeds for Manchester? I know you're geographically challenged, but Christ, because she sounds like she sounds like she's from Manchester. People from Manchester have this thing that they carry here, and it is most of their words. So they get some of the word out, and then their throat finishes like Manchester. It's like as it has to come out. Do you know what I mean?
Terrible. Yeah,
but I suppose in some ways she sounds a bit like Scary Spice, and Scary Spice is from Leeds, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
But saying that, the only way I hear Scary Spice is the crab paste from Bo Selector.
Chris Williams is in the room.
I think we're being hosted on Twitch because my channel seems to be paired with somebody apparently, which I think is Siren, and that's why. So I think we're being hosted as well.
Okay.
Hello, Chris Williams.
Cool. So we're being hosted. What does that mean? I've never used Twitch, so I have no idea about Twitch.
I ain't got a clue.
Okay. Beardo, if you can shed some light on that, mate. So Beardo's tired, so won't be joining us on the live. We'll let him off this week.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a long day.
His video was great. How have none of us noticed that he's copying from another channel? Purple is drunk.
I wish I was. I've never been drunk. I haven't been drunk for many, many years.
I may say that I have a cheeky spiced rum and Coke on the go at the moment.
Oh.
Well, I had lots of messages from podcast shows saying could they stream us live on their channels tonight, and I was like, yeah, that's all right.
Go for it. Who's Genital Fanatic? Sorry for bothering you. On top of promote. Oh, just get rid of that one.
Which one?
I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. Just someone like, hello, I've been watching your channel for many years. I haven't been on before, you moron. let me host you. It means they're showing you live on Twitch, but linked to this video. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Hello, everyone on Twitch. I suppose. Yeah. God, there's so many messages. I am sorry if I don't. Oh my God, it's Sadie. Yes.
Yeah, that's the person that's.
She was gonna come on the show, but she's poorly, so she's just in the chat. So that's good. So what have you been up to, sir?
Me, mainly just masturbation, to be honest. It's almost chronic now. Nothing, not a lot really. Just so I rearranged. I did some studio rearrangements. I've been doing some extra stuff for the live streams, filming away, and just trying to find some ways around the world that is YouTube. How about you?
Working. I went back to work. So obviously everyone knows what I've been going through. I went back to work on Saturday, done a day shift, then went and had
So you went back on a Saturday day shift. That's probably the worst day to do it, isn't it?
Well, no, it wasn't too bad. It was retail, so it was fine. But then I went up the hospital and had some radiotherapy, and then I went back and done a night shift at a nightclub.
Nice.
No, I hated it. But
why? Why did you hate it?
Because I was shattered. Like literally everything had like having all the treatment done and that, it was just I was so worn out. And then Sunday was just a
Did you get to throw some shapes though?
I didn't throw some shapes, but I may have thrown a
person called Larry.
A person that punched one of the other doormen, yeah. I may have accidentally
I mean, to be honest, I've only ever known two doormen, and one of you is also a wanker, and that's the one that's not you.
Okay, yes, I know who you mean. The one that just called you a wanker.
Yeah.
So we already have some guests in the room, so we will bring them up now because they've been sitting there long enough. Nando's still not on, so he will just have to join us. But we'll bring up Carried first.
One Annalise. I am everywhere. She is. Look, she's even in the background here. Look, with her fantastic artwork, which everyone should show some love for.
Yeah, purple hearts for the artwork because it's amazing. And here comes Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
I can hear myself.
Yes, one. I think it's Cariad. If you go into your settings and then into audio, you should be able to get rid of. You should be able to click echo cancellation.
Is that better?
What do you say? Say.
No, I can still hear myself. Hello? Yep.
Yep. Me. Cuckoo.
Oh dear. Come on.
Is it me, guys?
Yes, it is you. Yeah.
Well, how do I do this? Come on.
So click on the. Hang on, I'll say it in Welsh. Click on. There's a little cog on your screen that says settings. And then there's what looks like there's a little penis inside a cup with audio written next to it. Click on that, and then it says echo cancellation.
There you go. I'm going to cancel myself a minute. I'm going to mute myself a minute to find this, right?
All right, don't worry. Imagine if it was you after all this, Rob.
No, it's not me.
I think it is.
Oh, it might be Chris.
No, it's not Chris. It is Cariad.
Cariad, are you still there?
She's still there. She's just going to sort it out. She just mooted herself. She's done a mooting.
No, see, it might be Chris.
What?
No?
Who? What?
I can still hear myself and you, Purple.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So I can't hear you now, and I'll just mute Cariad for a second. And now if I unmute, there we go. So yeah, it's Cariad.
Okay, cool.
She'll figure it out in a moment.
That's
Right.
fine.
Is it? Can you hear me?
Twice.
I can hear you. Yeah, twice. Oh, coming down the thing.
Shh, you're not. Oh, I think that's fixed it.
Has she done it?
Hello?
Hello.
No, I can still hear echo.
No, that's okay. Oh, bugger! I dropped that. Fuck. Bloody. So, would you like to explain to everyone what's going on this evening, Big
Yes,
Roberto?
Big Roberto. So while we wait for Karen to come back, we are talking about addiction.
Hello, I'm here. Sorry. So I've got the noise cancellation and the other one switched on. So is that right?
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that's worked.
Fab.
That's better.
Yeah, that's worked. There we go.
Cool. Yeah, so I went through a lot of figures today.
Oh, did you? You bloody pervert.
I am a pervert.
Yeah.
But not them figures. So, can you name me some addictions, Purple?
Yes.
Go on.
Addicted to onions, addicted to socks, addicted to foot porn, addicted to watching elves on television, addicted to black and white films, addicted to circles, being addicted to honeycomb, people who have the melissophilia, people who are sexually attracted to bees and get addicted to that, people that get addicted to addictions. Any more?
Wow. Okay, so none of them are on my list.
Oh.
So,
why don't you ask a normal person?
Okay, yeah. Chris, can you name an addiction?
Powerful's not one.
Wow.
Shall we go for an obvious one? Glue. There you go. There's one.
Cool.
Glue.
Like cutting and sticking, or like eating it, like the special kid Kevin Antle in my class. I can speak about him now.
It's not Pritt stick, put it that way.
Okay, cool. Cariad?
How many do you want me to name?
Go for it.
41.
I don't know if I can do 41. Well, you got your drug addiction, alcohol addiction, gambling addiction, shopping addiction, food addiction.
Cool.
Dick addiction?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's called hypersexuality.
Oh, I just called it diction.
Diction.
For sure.
Then you've got video game addiction.
Oh, yeah.
You've got work addiction.
You got Beardo's chicken addiction.
Yes, Beardo's chicken. Yeah, exercise is an addiction.
Yeah, obviously.
Prescription drugs, vaping is an addiction. So, but I went through like some of the figures. So, like the UK population, 66 million. Okay, so these figures are based on 2021 to 2022, and it's the UK versus America because we're better. So, adults in the UK aged 16 to 59. 7.7% of the UK population are addicted to drugs. That works out at 5,082,000, of which 3.2% of them are addicted to prescription drugs. That's 2,112,000. That's quite substantial. But when you look at America, because,
it's bigger.
Well, the percentage is less because of the population.
Yeah.
So it's only 6.52%. But that's 21.6 million that's addicted to drugs. But in America, it's age 12 and up, their figures.
Age 12 and up.
Age 12 and up, yeah. Of which 2.8% of them, which is 9,268,000, are addicted to prescription drugs, namely opioids and stuff like that. So it's crazy, isn't it? It's like, but yeah, just go on with like alcohol in the UK. 7.8% of the UK population, which is 5,148,000, are addicted to alcohol, compared to 4.38% in the US, which is 14.5 million. And then 0.5%, which is 330,000 people in the UK are addicted to gambling, which I thought it would be more.
Gambling or gamboling?
Gambling.
Gambling. Yeah.
See,
so
I thought
in
it
the
would be
Midlands
more.
that know what a gambol is.
So I thought it would be more than that, to be fair, because I have a little gamble online, and I know quite a lot of people do. So, but in America, it's only 1%, which is 3,310 people that are addicted to gambling. So,
I mean, at the moment, I've got quite a bad mince pie problem.
I always do at Christmas.
Yeah, I like them all through the year.
Which mince pie?
I actually made my own yesterday with my son. We made some mince pies yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any nuts in them?
Shh. I only do that to mess with Mrs. P.
Okay.
Oh, my nuts are sticky. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
Who puts a tea bag in a mince pie?
Wow. This show's just gone like that again.
You knew it was going that way.
So what did you think of the new theme tune?
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, I thought it was far more upbeat.
Yeah, it was very Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, there we go. See, so no one moaned about the sad song today.
I bet there will be one at some point, though. I guarantee you it's coming up.
No.
I know there's one. Look, he knows. It's like, shit. Damn it.
There is no sad songs tonight, I promise you.
Is that because we just keep on taking the piss out of your sad songs?
No, not at all.
But the thing is, you go, this is a happy song, and then you put the song on, and I'm just in the corner rocking with flies landing on my eyeballs every time you play it.
Wow. Wow, that's harsh. That song is actually really good. So, Purple Teabags, mince pies, kinky.
She means kinky bugger, but she put kinky bugget. And apparently, did you know, we're going with this for Christmas now because Beardo gave me a new name yesterday.
Okay.
And it's Purple That Sparkles.
Purple That Sparkles.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Nando calls me the fairy, which I find very homophobic, but you know. But
he's Italian, he's got to compensate for something.
Yeah, well, yeah. So who would like to talk about their story first? Karen?
Yeah.
Everyone looked up and I looked across. It's like, over to you.
It's like the Brady Bunch, but a really weird one. Hang on. Can I just try something before we get started?
Go on.
Just really quickly. But I want you to talk for me Talk now.
Talk.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want? Ventriloquist. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm on top again.
You had sweet corn for lunch.
Oh my God.
Oh fucking hell. Right, yeah. Okay. Karen, the floor is yours, darling.
Oh my gosh. So where should I start? So I was addicted to heroin for 17 years. I've been clean for almost 4, nearly
Well
4. Thank you. And I've been
Congratulations.
off. Thank you very much. And I've been so substitute free for about almost 2 years. So that I used to be on an injection called Buvidal, but you can't be if you want to be in the profession, you can't actually be on any medications. So to work within the drug rehab scene, you can't actually be a service user. So I had to come off the Buvidal, which is fine. But anyway, so so many years ago, I walked in on my partner, who was hi Nando.
Hello, sorry I'm late, everyone.
Yeah. We'll let you off this one. Carry on, Karen.
Yeah, so just walked in on my partner, who happened to be smoking some heroin in the kitchen, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was so cross. But I used to be really spiteful to myself, and so rather than doing the normal thing where you wouldn't entertain it, I was like, "Okay, well, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me." And I used to be very cocky about being better than drugs, and I'd never be addicted to anything. And a couple of months later, I found myself addicted to heroin, and that's how it all started. And so yeah, I'm still with that person because we're both clean now. We've been 20 years, and he's a wonderful person. It's just that we got together before the drugs, and unfortunately, he had some serious mental health issues, dealing with some awful things that happened to him in his life. And of course, he decided to go down that route, and then I followed him stupidly. So yeah, not a good place to be, guys. Don't do drugs.
But look where you are now. Like,
Yeah.
not a lot of people know that, I regard you as a very good friend, and we've been speaking since basically I first appeared on YouTube. And your journey since then, you've been very, very open about it, and we've always spoken about it. And, I think especially like having Beardo's community and such and stuff like that, you kind of realized that you could talk about this kind of stuff, didn't you, as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually found you first. There's an echo again. Is it me?
I don't know.
No, you seem okay.
I don't understand how it would be me. I've got.
Oh, one sec. Yeah, it was. Oh, no, it wasn't.
Oh right, thank God for that.
Right, hang on. We're all talk. Hang on. Hello.
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 It's Chris.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, it's you, Chris.
Oh no.
Oh, crisps. We're all there going, carry on.
I know. I'm just like, I'm glad it's not me.
So how long were you in treatment for, Carriette?
Well, I've been in treatment a couple of times, but the last one now was just almost 2 years. But something new came on the drug rehabilitation scene called Buvidal, and it's an injection you have once a month.
Okay.
And it absolutely has completely changed the drug rehabilitation scene. It's completely changed it for everyone. Not everybody wants to use Buvidal. Lots of people still want to use methadone because with methadone you can still use heroin on top of it. So for those people who aren't quite ready,
you sound down on your headphones.
Can I ask something, Carol, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your opinion between obviously methadone and rehabilitation therapy rather than to like rather than just the chemical approach to it?
It depends on each person. So lots of people, when we got on the Buvda, we were in a really bad place. But when we started the Buvda, we were begging for help. So for myself, we didn't really need all there's something called, they're like, what we are. They're not drug support workers, but they're harm reduction officers.
Right.
And so they work alongside people who want to work, who want to have a little bit more help than just being on your methadone, your Buvadal. But there's no way you can't do it without. You can't do it with just, you have to have something to wean you off. You have to.
Yeah. I think one of the statistics which I find really, really interesting is that what they say works best is a combination between the two, but the available help for people to go into rehabilitation or to have that compared to the availability of obviously methadone is the two don't comprehend each other, do they? So there's just not enough realization, not enough assistance in the actual therapies for assisted aiding coming off rather than just like what used to be just methadone.
I mean, I'll be in the area that I am in, we don't have any way of doing it unless if you don't want to do it with methadone or Buvadal or Subutex, there is nowhere that you can go to just do it like cold turkey.
Yeah.
Unless you want to sign yourself into a rehabilitation centre. Listen, I'm not religious. I've got nothing against people who are religious, but most of those places are they are religious, and so they're sort of they're run by Christian charities.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who end up going to them end up coming away from that because they do try to in your weakest moment.
Well, basically, it's funny you should say that because I once met a person who was selling Big Issue, and he was taken into the Church of the Latter-day Saints with his heroin addiction. They got him cold turkey, as they got him at his weakest point. What they would do is then they would sit there in a circle around him and tell him that it was the devil leaving him and that God was making him better, that Jesus was making him better, and they would use it as a power play for indoctrination into the Church of Latter-day Saints. And apparently it was really rife in Birmingham.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. The one that was happening in my end of the world was there were a group of Christians going round to the homeless, and they were doing it when I was homeless, and they were offering rehab as long as you promised to believe everything that they were believing and do everything they were doing. And it was I'll be honest, listen, I'm not against, like I said, I'm not against religion. That's not what this is about. But this is about certain areas of religion, organized religion, that are swooping down on individuals who are at their most vulnerable,
isn't it?
And at their most vulnerable, and trying to almost buy sell them this religion because they can get them better, and it doesn't work. And about 4 or 5 of the people I know who are on the streets of time over a period of time went with them, and all of them were back in the city that I was in at the time within 4 or 5 weeks of going, and would tell horror stories about the things that would go on there. They made them sign over their benefits, so the little amount of money you get as a homeless person, they would make them sign over their benefits to them, or they would take their card off them and then go with them to get the money out, and they would say that it was a contribution, and so they were left with nothing, absolutely nothing.
I think the problem with some of these organisations, trying to get people to especially when you're addicted to a drug or any kind of addiction, the last thing someone needs to be told is what they need to believe in. They can't even believe in themselves. You know, the thing is, you know, and I'm speaking from my own experience here, so I don't, you know, this is me talking as what I was when I was addicted. I couldn't see past my own feelings. You know, you become very selfish because you're so drawn into the moment of what you're doing, the drug that you're taking, and it sort of your mind evolves around everything that you're thinking because you're so consumed in everything that's going on in your head. And having someone trying to tell you what you should believe in, it turns you away, and it makes the addiction even worse. And I don't know if anyone else has experienced it, but you go to some of these organizations and you feel the judgment just by the way they look at you. They ask you what's going on, why, and you explain to them, right? And you see that they're judging you without them even saying it. It's just their posture, the way they look at you. And again, it's a turn off. And I think the problem with a lot of this is people find it harder to get over addictions because of other people that judge them and don't realize the struggles that they're going through. You know, it's a lot of the times that people are addicted is because they've faced some kind of drama that's affected them. And a lot of the times it's because people are trying to get away from those feelings. And let's be honest, doing drugs at times, it takes away those feelings and those emotions. You're like on a different planet. Do you know what I mean? You're in your own little bubble, and and that's why the addiction gets worse, because you do it for at the start it's like a bit of harmless fun, but because you've got issues that we're not dealing with, that's when it becomes dangerous, and then it turns into that vicious pattern. But one thing that I always say to anyone, it's all right to sit there and judge, but until you've been through something like that, you're never going to truly understand what that person's going through.
You're right. It's like everything now, isn't it? Until you've been there yourself, you haven't got a clue.
I love it. People find it so easy to sit there and judge a person.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
And it just baffles me. Okay, you find it easy to judge. I did this, you know, but they don't want to spend time to understand the full reason of what's gone on and what's led you down. And I stand here now, you know, I openly admit I was addicted to cocaine for what it felt like for years and years and years. Like, honestly, it just, but, you know, and I admit that, and I understand I took the wrong path, but I don't deserve anyone to judge me for it. I've faced my own battle, and I think that's the thing with everyone here. Well, not everyone, but I'm just talking as an open forum here. You know, we understand the path that we've taken is not the right one, but people's judgment doesn't help the situation, and that's where people need to learn. Just because you're in a good place, that good place could be taken within a second. So, you know, be careful where you judge people, because the tables can turn very quickly. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, you're completely right, Nando. Everything you said there was completely right. It is like that. And other people's judgment sometimes is what tips, as you know, some people off, you know, tips them off their road to recovery. You know, judgment is, well, people's judgment is one of the worst things. It was what we got clean, and it was our local community, the place where we live. You know, they knew that we'd been heroin addicts, and yet nobody, you know, it's hard to, like, neighbours wouldn't say hello to us, you know, and now they're okay, but at the beginning it was horrible, and that's how I found, you know, part of that, and that's why I say it was, you know, the community that you look for in your normal everyday life. Lots of us isn't there, and this place here becomes the community.
Yeah, do you know, it's funny because, you know, you try for so long to find somewhere like a safe place, and you find it in the weirdest places, don't you? Like this now, what we're all doing.
Absolutely.
We all come from very different backgrounds, and I think I said this last week when I was with you, Chris, as well. You know, I said this. What connects us all is we understand each and every one. We've all come through something very different that's made us struggle and made us go down a path that wasn't the right one, but we all respect each other's path because we understand it's something that we have to face.
Yeah,
and I think
sorry.
No, you go, Chris. You go, mate.
No, I was going to say, because it's addiction stuff, and especially with purples and beardos as well. Even though I'm actually, I'll say it on here. I'm actually a little bit scared of it, but it doesn't matter. anyway.
Everyone is, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm scared of
I'm,
it.
I'm, I'm not. He's a fanny.
But I think this is. I think the main problem that we said is it's the understanding, and because it seems to be, especially in Parple's stream, it seems to be a lot of outcasts and people who find it hard to, whatever problem they have, and then because just how society is, it then sees them as an outcast, and then these people have got nowhere to go because they're not seeing they can't fit in anywhere, and that's like what Nando said. They have to find their safe space, and this is where Purple Stream is so good, because it does enable people to come into a safe space and talk, even not to offload. And if they disappear again, well, that's fine. It's good.
But I'm at the belief, Chris, and I'll say it to everyone: the people that disappear, they weren't meant to be in your lives in the first place. As hard as it is, because you try and build friendships with people, but do you know what? They want to be your friend when everything's good, but the true friends are the people.
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah,
yeah,
they're like rabbits that just disappear,
and I've
just
been
scatter.
and this is the thing we've got to accept. As soon as you go through something hard that your friends don't want, your friends, right? As soon as they know that you're going through a hard time and they disappear, and they're the kind of people that you think they want needed in your life. To be honest, my sort of background. I sort of mentioned this on the first mental health show that we did. Mine started off when I was 18, and I was walking home from a normal shift from work. I got off the bus, and a group of 10 youths attacked me, and they took my trousers off. They literally punched beer cans into my head and everything. I'm quite a big guy, right? So but what led from that, one of the people there had me pinned against the wall and forced me to do a sexual act on him, if you get my drift. And it was that moment something snapped in me, because I was carried home by the police, literally fell through the door, and I never forget my brother, who was 5 at the time. He saw me, and he wet himself on the spot. But the next day, he wrote a letter to me and said, "Please don't die," because I was in such a bad way. And it sort of triggered. I couldn't deal with it. I was trying to deal with what happened, but then at the same time, I was trying to deal with everyone else. And do you know what? I went out and I went to a friend of mine, and he offered me drugs. But now, prior to this, never touched anything in my life. Never. And he said, "I see that you're feeling bad. Take this." What started off as just try it, ended off to I needed it every single day. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, and the thing is, and again, please don't take offense, anyone. I'm talking about me here. I became very selfish in the world that I took myself in, and I got with my wife now, when I was still at a very delicate stage in my life, and I was so selfish, she suffered because of it, and it wasn't until 2015 when, I'll never forget it, Sarah pulled up in the car and she's like, "I want a divorce." And it killed me, to this day now, I am extremely sorry to everything that I put her through, my the way I was, but at the same time, that journey has taught me the value in people. I know, like Chris last week, and I said to Rob today, we were talking about you earlier today. You hit me massively last week, the way you opened yourself up. And do you know what?
Not in a good way, Chris.
In a good way. Hear me out.
I didn't see it coming, and that's the crazy thing about it. But and it did hit me like a ton of bricks.
The thing you don't realise, Chris, right? Yeah, you teared up like we all have done. Do you know what? I can guarantee you now, and I'm sure Rob and everyone else will agree with me, you've saved someone's life by opening up like that. Because if you can do it, they're going to realise anyone can do it. And this is what this is about. So my journey into it, and I think that's why I'm more open to it now, because I see the value that I can help someone that's going through it, because I understand that feeling. I understand feeling worthless, inadequate. We can go on forever. But everyone in this room and everyone on the stream now, we all deserve to be here, regardless of the faults that we've made. And like I said to you last week, Chris, every day that you're getting through, you're winning, mate, regardless of what anyone says.
I'll be truthful now. I haven't told my partner this, and she's literally sitting on the neck, about 2 feet away, 2 feet away from me.
Awesome. All right.
I was just outside this morning feeding the birds, and this ridiculous thought in my head said, "You won't be here next year." It's like, oh, here we go again, kind of thing. And it's just a smack round the head kind of thing. It said, what? It was just, and it's like this virtually every day.
Can I ask a question? I want everybody here, but the people haven't got the camera. Just say aye. How many of us here have had that thought over the last year? Because I know I have many times.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah. There we go. It's not an abnormal thing, Chris. We all do it.
Yeah, but when you're feeding the birds and it comes across, it's like, oh no, it's just,
yeah. But sometimes those birds can be tweety, smug little bastards.
Yeah.
They sit on your fence and then meep, 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 and then they fly off to Florida for the fucking winter. And you're like, no. So they can get right up your japsy.
I'd rather they didn't, but there you go.
I think the reason that we all,
the dogs are what I mean.
The reason we sometimes feel the way we do about taking the easy road out is because we're built up with what's the word that I wanted to use now?
Oh yeah, get it right, because I'm going to take the piss otherwise.
Oh, let's not go there. That's beyond close. Oh damn, I'm screwed.
What's the word?
We feel so bad. We regret what we've done in a way, and we feel bad for other people what they've had to experience because of us. And I think that's sometimes why we get that feeling all the time, because we know we've made wrong mistakes. But at the end of the day, are they really wrong? What's wrong is if we continue to make those mistakes. But if you're big enough to change, then it shows the good that we really are. I think it's people out in the world don't realise they're so uneducated for so many reasons. About drugs, about people's sexuality, everything. They're so uneducated, but they don't realise. What did I call them to you today, Rob? Keyboard warriors. These people on social media.
Yeah.
That think they sit there, they type all these nasty words and everything.
The trolls.
The trolls. I like that. That's the word. But they don't realise the effect that they're having on that person. But I can guarantee the people that are making those nasty comments, they're sitting in their mum's basement still, no job, not doing anything with themselves, and that's the way they make themselves feel better. It's people like that.
Can we not talk about basements because they're still looking for Maddie?
Oh, okay. Mate, that's not right. But you get my gist though, don't you? But
yeah, definitely.
With you, Chris, yours, you when you spoke out last week, yours hit with me because I've had every emotion that you had, and the way you felt about yourself, the way you felt about the lack of friends, everything. I have felt that, and do you know what? Honestly, mate. Now I look back on myself, the people that were in my life that have gone now, I'm happy they're gone. Yeah. Because you know what? They weren't worth it in the end. And do you know, I'd rather have people like Parple to talk to now. Rob, well, we'll leave that for another day. But, like everyone else in the room, this is a safe space for people to just be who they want to be and not have to worry about these little small-minded people. Love you, Rob, really.
No judgment either.
Last week, there was a lot of high emotions, like big high emotions, and everyone was like commenting, like they kept seeing me duck down, or and I think pretty much everyone was in tears at one point. But what got me more, and it got Nando to the point as well, because me and Nando have discussed this, was after we were all in the green room, and Rob, you said about your family member. And that just completely destroyed all of us. Yeah. And we were like,
"Oh yeah, I was like this at the end. I was like that. Yeah. I had to cover myself.
I'm really sorry, mate. Yeah.
Do you know? No, I'm happy that you told us about this. But don't get me wrong. When I say the word happy, I'm happy that you were able to share that. Yeah. But it's just the fact, and I think for me, those sort of stories, as a father myself, I couldn't imagine putting my kids through anything like that. And you know, and it's just such a shame that we live in a world that there's people like that. You know,
Yeah.
it makes you think. And don't get me wrong, I love my family, I love my boys to bits. I would literally die for my boys. But it makes you think when you hear stories like that and you hear how evil people are.
Yeah.
Did we do the right thing bringing kids into this sort of world? It makes you question it sometimes. Do you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
and it's but yeah, and there is a comment. I'm not sure who put it on there because they were going for. Someone said that the trolls do know what they're saying. I agree. You know, I know what they're saying. I get it. They know what they're saying, but do they really know the impact that they're having on
Well,
the
this is why I
person?
released that video last week, and that's why I said at some point, I guarantee that you will say this to the wrong person, and they will take their life. And what I don't think they realise is they then become culpable for that person's life, and
Yeah,
it will come back on them, and they do. And now it is a crime, and they will get arrested, and they will go to prison for it. And until it's shit, but until that actually happens, people won't realise.
But look at Beardo. When Beardo was doing the debunking, and then they done the video like, you know, this is the face of online bullying. It was like, that's bang out of order because Beardo's one of the cuddliest people you could ever imagine. So just because he's calling you out that you're shit and you're faking doesn't make him a bully.
Yeah,
there's being honest and there's being a bully, and they're worlds apart.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw Purple's video, I had like a knee-jerk reaction. I just reached out to two. Well, may have been one of them paranormal who may have been responsible to it, and I just wrote. I didn't put any names. I just pretty much just did a short version of what popped on his video and just messaged them and say you need to watch Purple's video kind of thing. I just hope.
Well, the thing was, it wasn't for. It shouldn't be a message that only applies to paranormal. It shouldn't be a message that applies to debunking. It should be a message that's just standard. Don't be a twat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just don't need to do it because you don't know what's going on.
That should be just common sense.
I've been at the stage where I've read a comment, and I've been at the stage where I've thought, that's the one. That'll do it. That'll tip me over the edge.
Yeah.
And I've been like, you know, that was from one comment, and it was a seriously horrible comment. And you know, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't. It was this year, and it was in the last 6 months. But there was one comment when I was just like, "Yep, that's it. I'm done. See you later." And it wasn't not for YouTube. I meant life. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it will do. And that's why I've been. You know, that's why I kind of just want to be happy now and just be done with the drama and the bullshit. The way I see it now, if I annoy anyone, that's okay because I'm an annoying piece of shit sometimes, and that's fine. I get that, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to hold it against them because that's human, and that's fine. But just try and be. I'd rather than be kind to everybody else and just be a shit to me.
See,
it should be just like you know, common sense, just to be a good person and not be what you said, a twat. Just don't do that, you know. Should be common sense, and goes without saying, you know, just don't be that person.
The other thing that we need to bear in mind though is the younger generation are more in tune about social media, you know, and the thing is, we're talking about bullies, and you know, you got to think a lot of kids are suffering as well with mental health because of bullies. And if we have adults that can't respect each other,
I had my
kids,
share.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? The younger generation are going to pick up on it and think it's all right.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to have kids and teach your kids that, then it's just a vicious circle, and people need to. I think, like Purple said it before, if you don't like my content, I'm not asking you to stay. I'm not asking you to watch.
I literally said, if you don't like someone being nice to people and having a laugh, please unsubscribe. That was the message that I delivered.
That was it. It's as easy as that. But why have you got to stay in the room and make personal comments? You know, make death threats, and it's just not. It's not on. You know, I think that's my biggest problem is, you know, people need to realise that life is too short to do this to other people.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
See, I disagree with this comment from Chris here that most bullies don't mean it because they see it as banter. I think they know what they do. I think they use it as a manipulation tool to egg on that the hate parade.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. When you get a message, and can I be quite open with what I'm going to say next? Or right, when you get a message from someone saying, "Go and fucking kill yourself," right? How is that just banter? You're trying to encourage someone to self-harm themselves. How can you say that's banter when you're getting those sort of comments? There's banter is with a group of people that you know very well, that you can have that like me and Rob today. We were talking. We had a serious chat, and then it just turned to just love, and we were taking the piss out of each other.
Yes, we were. No, actually, you were taking the piss out of me because I said something wrong. Because and your exact words were, "Oh, you fucking English cannot."
No, I didn't say that. Oh no!
Oh
wow.
Hang on, one second, just so people can. This is what we call highlighting xenophobia. There we go.
Yeah.
How do we make him full screen?
Yeah.
Right, just so we can highlight it. There we go. Right, hang on. There we go, Nando. Do say again what he. How do we put him in the full screen? There we go. Do say again what you were saying, Nando.
Yeah, go on, Nando's. So because I
want to have Nando's now.
I couldn't say tofu because to me it doesn't have an e on it, so it's not tofu. It's tofu.
It's
tofu.
So
he took the piss out of me and said, "You English can't spell things properly."
No, I don't. Well,
Mamma mia, that's what you said.
Hang on, Nando. You come from a land the same as my family, where everything has to have a masculine and a feminine before you say it. What was it that Jason Manford said when he tried to order le cuissard and they asked him for la cuissard and they said it's masculine, not feminine? He's like, I want to eat it, not fuck it.
Stay between us. That was the banter between us, my friend.
No, it wasn't.
Well, there we go. That's the one.
It really was. There was no banter involved. I was hurt, upset. You drove me to drink. My addiction now is caused by you.
Oh, mate, because some of the stuff that you were talking about food and mayonnaise and ketchup with a piece of pan-fried sea bass. That's criminal. Anyway, as I was saying, banter is between friends, and you need to be able to know a person to have a banter with them. But when you're sending messages in a group saying "go and fucking kill yourself," that's a bully, that's a troll, that's whatever you want to call it, and there's no excuse for it. Whatever, you don't say that. I wouldn't even dare say that to Rob as a joke, because that's not the kind of conversation we should be having with a person, especially if you know it's a delicate situation that people are in.
Yeah.
Especially
Good evening, Kevin.
When I was in school, when I was I was a beanpole, and I was so I'm still self-conscious, but whenever someone would follow me around, calling me names, because of my weight and thinness and just calling me all kinds of sorts, and literally following me around until I got to my classroom. It's just, that's not bantering. That's literally bullying, and till you crack. And it's like, I don't know. It just, that's not banter. That's not my friend. That's not my mate in the back, just having fun. No, that has repercussions on this, and I still think about it.
I think when you've been through something like that at a young age, I get that totally. But it's not something that you're ever going to get over. I've spent years. 18. I'm 38 now, and I've spent years trying to
keep going.
I've spent years trying to work out how to deal with what happened. And you know what? You put it in a place. The way I do it is I put it in a place where it's always going to be there, but I'm not letting it. I'm not letting it take control of me anymore. I've taken that control back, and I think that's what people find difficult. And I think that's why people turn to other forms to deal with things, and then that's where the addictions kick in. And you don't realize until it's too late, till you're in that dark place. And I think, like Chris, you were saying as well, you know, once you're in that pit, it's so hard to climb back up, because you're not just trying to pick yourself up, but at the same time, I felt that I had to prove myself to so many others as well, you know, and it's just too much, and the focus on you gets taken away because you're so worried about what other people are doing. And you know what? At the end of the day, we need to be selfish when we're trying to get through that, right? And be selfish in a good way by saying, no, this time is for me to get myself better, and then I'll worry about everyone afterwards. Because that's the only time you can worry about other people. You gotta heal yourself first. You gotta look after yourself first to be able to go and say, I can now deal with all of you. You know, so it's about taking that control back, and, you know, like I said to you as well, Chris, you know, knowing that you are a good person, you know, and don't allow people to make you feel any different, because they have no right. To anyone in this room, everyone in the chat, no one has the right to judge you.
No.
Right.
No one at all.
Luckily, since our last conversation, Chris has been getting a whole new, like, lot of judgment, and he's been getting a lot of positivity.
Yes,
and I hope it's actually showed, just giving you that bit more of a boost.
It did, and then on the same breath, it scared the absolute shit out of me. Because
being scared is good, Chris. Doing something that scares you is good.
Yeah, because it's just something I'm just not used to be honest.
Good, because now you're not feeling that pressure of yourself or self-judgment or upset. You're feeling this. It's being scared is a good, exciting thing, because you're doing something that's scaring you creatively.
Yes, Chris. Stop shaking your head.
Yes, it is. It's like getting your willy out on an airplane. It might seem scary at first.
Well, you could do quite easily get your willy out on an airplane, but we couldn't. You know,
I could, but just
speak for yourself.
I could.
I'm a member of the Mile High Club.
I did it. That woman in that video earlier was like, "This is why I'm getting off that plane." And I also Rob, I have a bit of a bone to pick with you here.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. There we go. I'm listening.
Well, no, you're involved in this as well. So it seems.
God.
So we've got yourself, we've got Nando, we've got Chris. Last week we had Aaron. Now we've got Kevin. Why do you only invite people on that can grow an actual beard and I can't?
Yeah, but Nando can't. He's got a silly little goatee like yours.
Yeah, he's Italian. The only things Italians can grow is basil.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They have to steal the olives from Turkey and get that little old man to do it. Do you know the one with his puppet family? Who put all the...
Oh, dear.
Thanks.
Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I don't even know if you can hear me, but...
Oh, we can.
I would have sworn you look so Irish.
I'm sure there's Irish in me and Welsh.
I feel sorry for you if you've got Welsh in you.
Oh, don't pretend there's not been a bit of Welsh and Irish in you at some point, Rob.
No, actually, yes, you're right. There was.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, he was from Barry. It's fine.
Was his name Barry?
God.
No, it was Sammy. But that's another story.
So, who wants to talk now?
Yeah, hands up.
Go on, Kevin.
Kev, you've just joined. Do you want to give us a bit?
It's Christmas. Your name's Kevin. Take the floor. Just don't leave baubles outside our windows.
Okay. I had to push myself just to do this.
Okay.
Not just technically, but nerves. Just to come online and actually be seen, because I've put up a couple videos on my channel, but didn't show myself. So yeah, I just thought this was a good idea to actually push myself and join in. As for the addictions, I smoke still. I don't know if I'll ever give that up, but I was a really bad drinker. Alcoholic, almost killed myself with alcohol a couple times. and really just had to get so sick, as they say in AA, you had to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And yeah, I finally got to the point that I was so sick, it was either die or quit. And those were my only two options. And so I finally got sick enough to just quit. And,
Well done.
you know, if I hadn't, there's no way I'd be here.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't have tears. I'm so sorry.
I learned. I mean, I learned the hard way, and it took me a good 15 years of being drunk, like just 15 years straight, practically, of being drunk.
Yeah.
And it was obviously got a thick head because it took a while to sink in.
You know, firstly, you know, well done for coming on and doing this. You know, if you're not used to, you know, being as open as you have been, you know, but, you know, and again, I said the same to Chris. These sort of talks, people saying this was me, it actually helps other people that are going through it now. You know, and, you know, going through what you did, Kevin, then, you know, if there was someone in the room that's having the same problem with drink, you know, what advice would you give them to try and get them to move forward?
Well, like I said, what happened for me was I just got so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And the only way to start feeling healthy again, I mean, first step obviously is get rid of the booze. Which for me also meant getting rid of all of my friends, all of my acquaintances. I had to drop everything, get myself completely out of that old life. Family, obviously, you can't just drop all of them, but a few of them I did drop. You know, you're not healthy for me. You're part of the reason I'm in this state now. You're part of the reason that I was driven to try to escape.
Yeah.
And I can't have you in my life anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's painful to try and do, isn't it? That is one of the
absolutely.
most, that is one of the most difficult things I think to do.
Absolutely. My grandmother, unfortunately, was part of the problem. And because I was never good enough for her, I wasn't from the right side of the family. I was left-handed. She wanted me to be right-handed. I got 98 on a math test. Why didn't I get 100? That's the kind of unreasonable person she was. And unfortunately, that was part of what drove me to try to escape my life. And I didn't see her for the last 15 years of her life. I didn't go to her funeral. I was so angry with her. I'm past it now. It's, you know, that's water under the bridge. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not part of my life anymore. It was unfortunate that I missed that last 10 years with her, but that last 10, 15 years, whatever. But I just knew it wasn't going to be healthy for me to interact with her. And so, yeah, there's parts of your life that you're going to have to drop that just aren't healthy for you. And that's, you know, it sucks, Purple. It really does.
And
but,
you know, massive respect to you, because I've always said that some of the hardest stuff, and I gather I'd relate to Nando on this and probably Rob on this, and I'd probably ask them the same question. But I think the hardest part of I've never been directly, like, apart from not having cigarettes and stuff like that, I've always been quite lucky, because having Asperger's, it's very good to trick yourself out of something like that. So when I needed to quit smoking, I quit smoking. When I needed to stop eating meat, I just stopped. But the one thing that I find is the hardest is to let go of is the hate.
Yeah.
If you hold that, and what you were saying earlier, the one thing that would have like directed you towards that motion of what they did to you and everything else, then you begin to hate. and then you hold on to that and it makes you worse. And Rob, with the stuff you've gone through, the same for you as well, and all that kind of stuff.
The only reason that I haven't go into like drugs or anything like that is because I have epilepsy, and that's the only reason. I think if not, I think I might have a like something like, I might have tried something, I don't know, but I was lucky enough, I guess, to, I don't know, it's weird to say I'm lucky enough to have epilepsy, but because I didn't try
Well, I think
anything in
sometimes it
life.
doesn't have to be something as physical. I think psychological habitualities can also be classified as addiction. Like some of us can put ourselves into, I don't know if I speak to anybody here, I don't know about you, Nando, if you can think of anybody who will put themselves into like a mind frame of stubbornness of something like they really don't want to do, even though it would help them, for example. And they'll become so addicted to that level of just, oh no, I'm not gonna do this thing because I just want to think about this negative line, and it becomes damaging.
Right. Would that be a little dig at me, Mr. Parple? Because it felt like that was a dig towards me, my way.
It was. I wasn't trying to be subtle.
Yeah.
I was just about to say,
you are habitually guilty of that for as long as I've now known you, which hasn't been that long, but I've got to know you well. That is a patterned, habitual thing that I've noticed you do.
Yeah, but I'm in a good mood today, so it's fine.
But
in AA, they call that stinking thinking.
Yeah.
Just constantly going over the negativity in your mind, dwelling on it.
Yeah. No, and that is true. It's like, as some of the guys know, I got told I had a little tumor on my left side of my lung, and it's actually the radiotherapy's worked really well.
Excellent.
Up until Saturday, when I went and had some more treatment and a scan, and on the scan it showed I have a second lump. It's only 2 centimeters, so it's not major, so they're just going to continue. But again, my parents were like, why don't you just have the bloody operation? I was like, I don't want the sodding operation because I have to take time off work, and I won't be able to take time off work. And then there's other stuff that goes on in my head that I won't wake up and shit like that. So it was like, no, I'm just going to carry on with the radiotherapy and be done with it. But yeah, Purple keeps moaning at me for being negative.
I do, and does the positivity does work? Go on, say it.
Yeah,
it does
right,
work.
It does.
We went a bit positive, and then we got that text message, and you were like, "It's shrinking." And we had a proper conversation about things, and you had my full support when you weren't being such a negative Nelly.
Yes,
didn't you? Otherwise, me and Nando both kick your ass before we start, and then you're just like, "I'm just gonna play sad songs."
Oh
wow!
Do you know what I get though, Purple? We would talk, and then he'll ask me a question, and I'd give him my honest answer. And then he did it today as well. Well, on that note, I'm off. I'll see you later, darling. And I'm like, really? You're just going to end the call like that? And he will. He would just steer off.
Nando, make sure he doesn't get that little thing out where he plays "Hello, Darkness, my old friend" again. So Rob was Rob was in one of his negative Nancy moods. He went out and he bought this digital steel drum, and he spent the whole day learning "Hello, Darkness, my old friend" because he was in such a somber mood, right? Because that's gonna help. And you could just see him sitting in the corner going, "Hello, darkness, damn," and he was getting more and more rolled up. And then he played it for us.
Why do I feel like I'm being picked on? Thank you, Aaron. Love you, mate.
It's an addiction. Sorry.
Can't wait for you to come back next week.
But do you know what? To be fair, like on a serious note of it, I think we get so scared of things. Like the negative outweighs any kind of positive. Sometimes on a serious note, I know we're bantering with Rob now, but it's the same with everything that we do. It's the fear. It's the fear of facing things. It's the fear. It's like with addiction. Like the scariest part for an alcoholic, a drug, someone addicted to drugs, even gambling, is admitting that you have a problem. That is the scariest thing to face in life. It's saying that in a way that you're broken and there's something wrong with you now, and you need to face up to it. And I think where I was so reliant on drugs to take that feeling away, I never faced it properly until I nearly lost everything, and I think, and also whenever we face something that is not that we're not expecting, we react in different ways. And I think that's the problem. Fear is such a big thing, you know, and again, people don't realize it. They say it's just a feeling, get over it, but it's not. It can actually materialize in so many ways that it affects the brain and the way the brain sends those thought signals out to your body, you know. And that's the thing people need to realize, right? I was scared, you know. The biggest thing, you know, admitting that I had a problem, and then the second one was, you know, going to my family and telling them what I'd been up to, because I hid it for so long.
It's terrifying.
And yeah, and you know what, and I love my parents. I love them more than anything, you know. But you could still see the disappointment in their face, and then as soon as I saw that, you know, the first thing I wanted to do was go to my mates, get a line of coke, snort it up, and then just forget about it. That was the first thing I wanted to do. Every step I took forward, there was always something there that made me feel like it was going to push me back. And I think a lot of it was facing up to people and, you know, having to tell work that I needed time off to go and sort myself out, you know. And people see you differently afterwards. You know, they treat you like you're like you're a glass. If you're going to fall, you're going to break, and it's not like that at all. You know, and that's another problem. You know, a lot of people with mental health or addictions, they want you to ask them a question. They don't want you to act any different towards them, because that's what makes them worse. That's what affects me the more, is when you totally change the person that you were with them before you knew what was going on. You know, they're still a human being. They've just gone through a different path in life, which not a path that you may have not taken, but you can still help them by just saying, "Are you okay?" You know, that's all you have to do. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to do that. The most simplest thing is just saying to someone, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
You know, it's
and you know, Nando, you won't believe the amount of people who were close to me, or what I thought were, and who didn't or wouldn't or couldn't just come and offer some kind of support. And one of them was my sister, who I haven't spoken to for 12, 14 years. Or I should say she hasn't spoken to me, I should say, you know. And I see her every now and then, and I, you know, pop to my parents' house, and they live just across the road, and they bought my parents' old house. And the disappointment on her face when she looks at me it's horrendous. But she, I mean, I'm different to my sister. So, if she'd ever needed me, you know, I'm different. I would have been there straight away. She could have done anything. She could have murdered somebody. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying I would have stood by her and tried to understand what had happened. You know, she just couldn't. Some people are like that. They just can't seem to get past the addiction, the drug, or the alcohol, or the whatever the issue may be. They just can't seem to get past it. And
I think it's a lot of it is the same with people with, I don't know if you agree, it's like people that have a malady or an illness. Well, I think I've said to you before, like when we first started speaking, Cariad, like as soon as you a label is attached to you, you become different in so many people's eyes.
Yeah. Well, 100%.
Like exactly the moment when I got my diagnosis with Asperger's, like so many people changed the way they spoke to me and looked at me and stuff like that. And I was like, what do you want me to just play up to the wall? Do you want me to just throw a load of matches on the floor and count them really fucking quickly? Do you know what I mean? It's as if they and it's the same for you, isn't it? It's, you know, just because you had that, for me, like when we had that first discussion about your addiction, like it wasn't even, like, as you know, it wasn't even a thing. I was just like so immensely impressed with the person you are and how you come across, and the confidence that you developed. And you don't need people who's going to write you off, because the same as like Kevin was saying, where he had to write off that hate for the people that weren't positive in his life. It's the same for all of us.
But what gets me is
absolutely.
like parents. I have more support from you and Nando and Cameron and little Rob than what I do my own parents.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck, mate? You brought me into this world and you don't really give a shit. They're all for my sister. My sister gets everything.
Oh, Yeah.
But
Same here.
it's like,
Same here.
and it's like, okay, well, that's fine. But, if it wasn't for Cam, sometimes at my lowest, with him only being up the corridor, he comes in and kicks me up the arse and is like, come on, we're going to go do something. Because otherwise, I'm just like, I can't be asked. I'll stay in bed all day and watch EastEnders or Chicago Fire or something.
How many episodes of EastEnders have you got to catch up with?
Oh, I'm all caught up now because I watch them at 6 a.m. when they get released on iPlayer.
But yeah, again, like we discussed before, like my mom's nickname for me was like for me and my one brother, because obviously there were 8 of us, but the 2 of us that were born different, we were known as Spastic 1 and Spastic 2, and that was her name for us because she didn't like us because we were broken. But that's I think so I'm not sure. Did you have any of that with your family from Europe, Nando? Because obviously on the French side they're all kind of evil for myself.
Do you know, it's funny, like I've got a great family, like most of my family.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 that is debatable, and one of them took great pleasure. So when I admitted my drug addiction, one of the things that I really wanted to happen was for my younger siblings to never find out, because I was embarrassed. And me being the oldest, coming from an Italian background, there's a lot of expectation on the older sibling to have them to look up to you and, not fault and things like that. And, unfortunately, one of my siblings took great pleasure telling all the younger ones that I did drugs. And, I'm an open book now because I know I did wrong. My addiction got so bad, I was with an ex-partner. I went to her parents' house and stole money to try and feed what was going on in my life with everything. That's how bad I got. But you know what? And I admitted my wrongdoings, but to have someone that's meant to be blood to do that to you, and see, again, the judgment in my younger siblings' faces, it killed me, honestly. And that, do you know what, honestly and true, that happened one Christmas Eve as well, a day before Christmas. And I went, and do you know what? I come home and I absolutely broke down into bits, because I'm not proud of things that I've done, but again, to have family. But I now say, if you want something bad enough, do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else, not even family. Like you were saying, Kev, it must have been hard to cut people out of your lives, and but at the end of the day, you have to be selfish for the good of you to get that healing in place to move forward. And sometimes, in an ideal world, I get it, and a lot of people will say family should always come together and stick together, but unfortunately, that really isn't the case. And a lot of the times, if you really want something bad enough, you've got to just do it for yourself. And you know what? I swear to you, when people see you in the street walking with your head held high because you've overcome those battles, they will regret it, because one day they're going to need help. And the last person they're going to turn to is you, me, because they judged you wrongly. And they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed at the fact that they judged you so quickly. Now they can't turn to you because you would be an ideal person to help people through what they're going through. But they know they made a mistake. Yeah. But that's my...
Well, cocaine addiction or not, I'd be proud if you was my brother. Unfortunately, you're Italian, so, we can't really do that. There's more chance of us trying to invade each other's country.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But
the first one to Belgium wins.
So before we go on, we're just going to show a quick trailer that is coming up, and no sad songs, I promise.
Oh, he says.
Well, we'll see what Parple says after the trailer.
He was impressed because he was here on time, and everyone was impressed with the new intro, but you were late.
I'm sorry. I apologise.
Yeah, that's So
let's go with your next addiction. Depressing music.
No, it's not depressing. Shut up. Here we go.
That was genius.
Yeah, I thought he'd appreciate that. Take the piss out of me, and he can.
Oh, mate, can we remove that? That is not very.
No, please leave it. It's amazing.
Mate, that was.
I pre-warned you. I warned you, Nando, that you took the piss out of me one too many times, and that was it.
I look like a stranded beach whale, don't I? Jesus
No, you
Christ.
don't. You don't look like a
Mate,
beach whale at all.
I look awful. Oh, mate, that's not. Okay. Anyway, what's the next subject? I can't believe you put that up.
Male pattern baldness.
Oh,
Yeah.
What have you done?
You have not. You have not shaved your head, have you?
Yeah, of course I have.
I
No,
thought
you
it was a.
haven't.
I thought it was a
That's a
bald
bald
wig.
cap.
You really
Grey
shaved it off.
cap.
That's a bald cap or something.
That's a bald cap.
fake.
He would
That is
not.
fake.
He would not ever.
I love Mr. Grey so much
Oh wow!
that I've gone for it.
You don't really
Yeah.
To bollocks.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Take the
yeah.
mic at everyone.
I think people might find me sexy now I'm bald. Or I might just look like a little finger as Mr. Grey looks like a thumb.
But you could also be really annoying because me and Nando know a bald man that's annoying. Don't we, Nando?
Anyway,
moving on.
let's move on.
Very quickly. So yeah, as you see, next week we've got cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Which I think will be quite.
That's my. I'll be there if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I was speaking to Rob about the cyberbullying today. I was watching something on, I think it was like a documentary on TV, and it's just shocking that how big cyberbullying actually is. The scale. And do you know what is even more shocking? It's a lot of younger people that are actually involved in the cyberbullying as well. It's really quite scary, and I think the things that the way I see like these shows, what we're doing now, is to try and educate people that there's a bigger picture to what everyone is actually seeing. Like everyone's in this bubble of it can only be for one reason. Like an alcoholic, the only reason they're an alcoholic is because they sit there drinking all the time because that's all they want to do. It's not like that. There's such a bad stigma to everyone that's had a hard time, and for these people, it's always because it's their fault. It's their. Don't we know? We know we've made a mistake, but there's a reason. A lot of the times, there's reasons behind people's actions, and it just makes me laugh. People are so quick to. I've used this expression before, actually. Has anyone heard of that Lucy Letby, the midwife that was killing the baby?
Yeah.
Right now, people get criticised for doing the drugs, doing the drinking, and whatever. But then you got a woman that was taking innocent lives, gets sentenced quite rightly, but
and
then
they do just GoFundMe.
Exactly. And I just don't. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. How can you sit there and send money to someone that you not pray? If she was still there, that could have been your baby that was in her care. Let's be set. Sorry, mate. Go on.
The GoFundMe page was set up by an American woman, so we'll just rest it there. Let's no one in England in their right mind are going to give any money for that woman.
Yeah, but the thing, there are people in England that are not in the right mind that would absolutely donate to that. Let's not make it geographical. There are people over here, just like that would do exactly that. Do you know? I can prove that point. Mrs. Brown's Boys was voted the funniest sitcom in the United Kingdom. I rest my case.
It's funny.
No, it's not funny.
There's nothing funny about it whatsoever.
There's nothing funny about it at all. If Hemorrhoids was a TV show, it would be Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Oh, wow.
It is as funny as a gestational rash on your scrotum.
Wow.
A gestational rack. Oh.
Rack, yeah. I thought you were going to say rack.
but no, it's no.
Yeah.
That's got ya.
Yeah.
That bit threw me off a bit, but yeah, no, but No, like I said, I think a lot of people will be able to relate. Same at my son's school. What was that? Your son's school? Cyberbullying.
I think cyberbullying it's not my area. No, I don't mean my area, but our generation cyberbullying, because it's still.
I would say
it's something the new generation are dealing with, because you know what I mean. It's I don't get affected by cyberbullying. Perhaps I do.
But the thing is, Chris, you could still play a part in it, because you're going to understand people feeling how they're made to feel. They're degraded. They're made to feel that they're worthless. And even though, like I said earlier, we all come from different backgrounds, but what sort of unites us is that we understand the emotions. And this is something that your emotion what you've been through can still help, because at the end of the day, the cyberbullying can still turn someone to turn to drugs to forget about it, turn someone to start drinking.
Yeah,
they're the areas that we can sort of touch light on and say, we get it. We get that you did it for this reason. We did things for our reasons, but we're still in the same pot now. We're still addicted to drugs. Well, not now, but we were addicted to drugs. We chose to do alcohol. And that's where you can help someone, Chris. So even though it's not your area, but the emotion side, you can still help someone and make a difference.
I think I got it a bit wrong there somewhere along the line.
No, you didn't get it wrong,
not
mate.
at all.
You didn't get it wrong. What I'm saying is that everyone in this room could still help someone else, regardless of our backgrounds. And I think this is what's great about what we're doing.
The feelings and stuff. But going on. I mean, I don't go on TikTok because it's shit, and I have no interest in TikTok. But things like that. That's what I'm trying to get across.
I would love to see you do TikTok dances, Chris.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I'll tell you what. When we meet up in January and we have a cup of tea, me and you are going to do a TikTok dance together. We'll do that one when it's.
Shall we all do a TikTok dance, and we've got to send it to Rob to put on?
You missed out on what we're actually going to do with the cooking competition. You're going to love this, Nando.
No, he's not. He's going to hate it.
No.
What Chesa did with you on that little gift she did of you that moves or whatever
the waving one.
The wavy one.
That wasn't Sheza. I did that. I did that for somebody very, very special, and then Sheza got it. That was made for somebody who's very dear to me and who I like a lot. Who I hope is watching. Sheza. That was made for that person, and she thought I'll go with it.
Oh, I love that one.
Nando,
that'd be a funny TikTok. You can
so
redo
what
that
we're going to do is the three of us are going to order. We're going to give a budget, and then we're going to order for each other in a triangle from a supermarket. It's going to be delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can already imagine one of the ingredients that I'm going to be sent, and that would be pineapple. I'll tell you what, even Rob said it today, the ingredients for a pineapple pizza, that would devastate me. Yeah. What kind of thing? We've got to be nice about it, though.
Yeah, I will be nice about it.
As long as I don't get robbed, I'm okay. I think me and you, we know food. We know food. So, yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
We know if whichever one Bob's buying for, we're getting a lot of sausage.
I don't think he's listening.
No, I've just seen a comment that's popped up, Nando. I've sent you a message.
So what? Private message?
Yeah. I put it on screen for you.
Boring, same old Nando and Rob.
And who's this? Who's this wonderful person?
I don't know who that is.
Hello, you wonderful air of positivity and joy. This place that's helping people. Welcome on in.
Fucking hell.
You have to love people like that.
We're boring, Nando. It's fine.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of cyberbullying,
we have.
I'll get Dr. Robotnik out in a minute and show him what boring is.
We have Sheza. Sheza has joined us. Sheza.
Hello. I was just speaking about you, Chesa.
It's probably not the best place to ask, but I thought I might ask for some advice.
Okay.
kind of sister, but I call her a sister. Her little daughter is in year 8 in the UK, so that's like 11, 12, 13-ish. She recently lost her granddad, and she's having such a hard time with it that she's actually been researching how to self-harm and how to kill yourself.
Oh no.
And I need to know how can I like help her, because I haven't got a clue.
How old is she?
She's like 13. They've
13.
contacted all the relative people, like they've informed the schools, they've got a counsellor involved in school, but because Christmas, she'll not see anybody until after Christmas because they've got a waiting list that's huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know
If you want to give me a call after,
right.
I can put you in touch with the people. So my cousin, who we spoke about, my little cousin, I can put you in touch with all the people that help him.
Right.
If that would help, because obviously the age is closer, and so that's pretty good. So I know they have like support within themselves, within their age bracket.
Yeah.
That he does, and that kind of helps.
Because like she suffers really bad from anxiety anyway, because she was around when her dad used to. It was domestic violence basically, and her dad. She saw her dad living on the streets, and she saw her dad getting addicted to drugs, which is why I wanted to come on and ask her advice, because she suffers with anxiety. She's like, if it comes, even going to school, she'll get up in the morning and she'll be like crying her eyes out on the sofa. I don't want to go. Please don't make us go. But when she's at school, everything's fine. Like she's happy within herself. She's laughy, jokey, bubbly. She's fine. When she's around me, she's fine. I know she's putting up this front. I've been through all of this. I went through my whole life worth of bullying, like every single day in school. This is why I hide myself. It's why I put up a front in front of Purple, in front of Beardo, in front of everyone.
Never works, though, does it?
No, not in front of you. But with her, she's so young and so impressionable that she's actually physically researching how to self-harm, different methods, how to end everything, because she saw this stupid video on TikTok, because she's like dance mad, and she saw this video on TikTok where someone had put a tribute out for their lost loved one, and it said something along the lines of, like, adults would understand. I know that you're not here with me now, but one day I'll come to see you. So she's in her head then, right, I know what I'm going to do. I want to see me grander again so bad. I'm just going to go for it.
This is something we've kind of had to fight with a little cousin, but he's getting like really good support now. He's got so they do like friendship support groups, like with like where you have like a sponsor buddy as you get older for stuff to help you get over things.
Yeah.
They actually do it like they have like little. It's like a weekend school they do for him, and it's people within his, who are further along their journey into the recovery, starting to come through, and they like become. It's like what do they call it in America? Is it called the Big Brother system or Big Buddy system, something like this, Kevin? It's something like that. It's like somebody. It's
Big Brother
good influence on you that's
Big
been
sister.
through it with you. That I think that, but we can put you in. I can put you in touch with my cousin, and then she can direct you to anybody, and I'll help you with anything anyway. So.
Yeah, I know.
Shazza, can I ask you something? Is she openly talking to you or someone else about it, or has someone found out that she's been looking at this?
A mum goes through her phone, because obviously it's TikTok and the internet, and she's a young girl. So a mum goes through her phone once a week, because she was going through cyberbullying from people from school. They edited a picture to look like her, and passed it around the internet, and then she started getting crap at school. And then they had their own little WhatsApp group, and they were all slagging her off and saying, "Oh, you're a little bitch. You're all this, you're that." And then, so her mum checks her phone regularly, and it was her mum that actually found out that she's been searching for all this stuff on Google. So I don't know how to support my best friend, but I also know that I need to support her.
So she's not actually spoken and openly said, "I've been thinking about this." She hasn't done that to anyone yet.
Well, her mum said that she has said that she wants to be with her granda. So she is starting to slowly open up, but she's not, like, she hasn't came to me and said, "Look, Auntie Cheryl, there's something going on. I need to talk to someone." Like, she hasn't. Normally she does. I was the first person she told when she became a woman. Like, we've got a really close relationship. And not even yesterday, we were outside throwing snowballs at each other in the snow. We were making snowmen, snow angels, and we're so close. And I just don't know how best to broach it. Like, do I pull her? Do I say?
Yeah. Have you? That's what I was about to say. Have you? If I was you, you don't have to take advice. If I was you, and you've got such a great relationship with her, if I was you, maybe just you and her, maybe go for a little walk or something. And then I think maybe you have to broach the subject. Somebody has to broach it with her, because I did it. I used to do that. And it was a cry for help. Self-harm and stuff, it's horrible. And it's a cry for help. And you want to speak to someone, and you want someone to know what you're doing, but you're embarrassed. And if she's in a dark place, and I'm wondering whether if you reach out to her, that's what she wants. She's just too scared to come and say.
Or she may not know how to. She may not know how
so
to
maybe
say
having
it.
to reach out to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't push too hard, but
We've got a
open the
shopping
conversation.
trip planned on Saturday. We always go Christmas shopping, and we've got a shopping trip planned. So, but our mum's coming as well, so I might just try and say, like, look, me and her's gonna go out, and we're gonna go looking for your Christmas present to our mum, and then try and have a word with her that way.
I think doing it in a public place will make it feel more at ease, because when you're in your safe space, the last thing you want to be is challenged about something, and that at a young age as well, it can be very risky, that kind of conversation. And what you don't want to do is turn the safe place into somewhere where she can't feel safe because it's in the home. So taking it out of that comfort zone is a good thing in a public area. And it's just touching the subject really, like, carefully, going into it and just saying, look, we're aware of some of the stuff that you're feeling. We want to help you with this. We want to make sure we understand, and just try and easily, encourage her to come out of her shell. But what you don't want to do at the same time is push too hard that you break her to the point that you cause more resilience than anything. Is Parkle gone?
No. He was sorting something out, I think.
Oh, it's how to step into the conversation without.
Yeah, it's this softly approach needed, isn't it? Trying to find a way in, but really do it gently. Yeah, it's like Nando's definitely right. At home, it's probably her safe space in a bedroom or something. You don't want to scare her. You don't want to scare her, but if it's in the open, it's like a frightened animal, isn't it? It's. But yeah, I mean, best. I don't really have much advice, but that Nando's got it pretty much nailed there.
Can I just quickly butt in? Cheryl, thank you very much for kicking Global Ghost Hunt out of the chat, because they've been complete and utter dickheads, and they know who they are, so it's fine. I will deal with them after the show.
Cyberbullying, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, basically it is. So their last comment that they put before they were kicked out is, "This is so boring. Go get a life," and then Nando's smile. It's just like, so basically, me and Nando used to be part of the Global Ghost Hunt, and we both decided that it was nothing. It wasn't doing anything for us, so we all left.
Well, yeah. But at the end of the day, I've got nothing to say on on the matter, or any of them, to be honest. It's not.
No. But it's why
You know.
coming to the live show, it's like, it's bullshit. Purple's gone again. Where is he? Oh, he's back.
All right, I was dealing with something.
Oh, okay. God. Don't cause a war, Purple.
No, I wasn't causing a war. Don't worry.
The nukes have been fired towards Canada.
Not Canada. No.
What is wrong with my dog?
But yeah, with the young girl, I think it's just finding that balance as well. You know, it's, you know, whatever's going on in her head, it is trying to get her to come out, and she needs to feel that she wants to talk. You know, I think what's important is letting her know that you're there. If she doesn't speak out to you in that moment, then let her have her time to know that you're there ready for her for when she is ready to talk.
She may be scared, or she may be also scared of what the actual reaction may be when she says it.
Yeah.
The thing you got to think about, when you're looking at kids growing up, they go through a lot of changes, and you know, it takes a lot for them to deal with. Like, even as adults now, we go through changes, and sometimes you find it hard. But as adults, we find that way. Children don't know how to find that way. So it's about, again, sort of educating them into letting them know that there's ways around things.
Yeah. It's like you said before, though, I just don't want to push her and feel like she's backed into a corner. But I want to make sure that she knows that she can open up and she can talk to us.
It's sometimes, I mean, I can relate to this just a little bit, because when my parents divorced and I was like 16 years old, and everybody went fucking nuts. You know, me and my brothers couldn't study at school. I was self-harming. I used my arm as an ashtray, and it's only dawned on me sometimes. I worked in the homeless shelter for 3.5 years, and when I wanted one of my clients to open up, I would offer, it sounds crazy, but I'd offer a little bit of myself. I'd tell them something about myself. So it's kind of like push-pull kind of thing. I'll tell you something about myself, and they'd kind of think, oh right, okay, well if he can say something about myself that I can relate to, I will open up, kind of thing. That sometimes works. You know, they say if you tell them something they didn't know, it can't, even though it may catch them off guard. It's like, oh, if they're opening up, it just may open the door a little bit. I don't know. It's just an idea. No.
The other thing that is looking at different ways people can express themselves, and what you could suggest to her is that if she doesn't feel comfortable talking to you in person, is get her to write everything down on a piece of paper and hand it to you in a letter. Yeah. And then what you can do is, you know, sometimes putting it into words is the easiest way to express yourself instead of talking to people. You know, so maybe get her to write it down and then give it to you, and then you can sort of go from there and say, okay, I've read this, and then slowly read it back to her, and then just ask her to gently elaborate. But what I would say is, don't expect it to all, like, do it in sections. Like, do you know when you go counselling, you know, they get you to, it's like a story. Take me to the start. Okay, you've told me the start. Let's break here, and then we'll follow up. Tell me the middle part of your story. Okay, you've done the middle part. Now tell me the end. What is it that we can do? What is it that you want to happen? And how can we change the trailer for? So, you know, do it into intervals in a way, like, you know, so it doesn't overwhelm the person. You know, that's the biggest thing. If you expect, I think a lot of people go wrong is because they want to help so much, but they want to know everything in that one moment.
Overwhelming, isn't it?
And the thing is, when your headspace is not where it should be, the last thing you need is someone telling you to say, give me all the information now. It's not going to work like that. You know, and I think that's the thing, is trying to find that balance. And I can understand for like yourself, it must be difficult, and all you want to do is jump in and help. But the hardest thing is being able to say, okay, are going to take a step back so I can give this person the opportunity to step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You know, without,
Yeah.
without, you know, because unintentionally, if you go in with, we know this, we know that, we need you to tell, you're going to scare them to the point that they're going to run to the darkest corner in the house and hide away there. And once they're in that corner, it's hard to draw them back out. So it's just trying to find that balance. You know, I would even suggest to, you know, reach out to like the charities out there, like that help, and just ask for their advice as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm sure they'll be able to, you know, sort of say this is how you can do it. But a lot of it is about how you approach the situation.
Yeah.
If you approach it in the wrong way, then you're going to find it very hard to be able to fix that in a way, because you've scared the person. So it's finding the way in that, you know, like, has she got a certain hobby that she enjoys doing?
Not really. She used to be really outgoing, and she used to like going swimming, and we used to take her swimming with us all the time. But now that she's a teen in brackets, because they all change when they become teenagers, she's now very secluded. She locks herself in her bedroom, lies in bed on a weekend, doesn't want to get up. That was the first red flag. Right, she's not interacting with anyone. She used to love watching like the likes of Big Brother and Love Island, Married at First Sight, all this daft stuff. She used to watch Emmerdale. She used to go to the Emmerdale set and with her granda and her grandma. But because her granda's not here, she now can't take any kind of joy in going to those places anymore. But it's more like her mum messages every day, and she's like, oh, she's came to us and said this, and I don't know how to react. And then like she is starting to open up slowly, but because she's texting her granddad's mobile number, and a mum sees the text messages and she gets a little insight that way. But it's more, I need to support her, but I also need to support her daughter as well, because her daughter's going through mill. And
the thing I would say with the mother and daughter relationship, you know, going back with like me and my mum, I've always been very everyone says I'm a mummy's boy, right? And to admit when there's a problem, that's scary in itself as an adult. For a 13-year-old to go to say to mum, because they're worried about what our reactions are going to be as a parent. You know, they you know, kids are not given enough credit. They're so much more intelligent than we realise.
yeah,
You know, and I think, you know, a lot of people don't see that. You know, so she's most probably feeling her own feelings, but at the same time, she's contemplated, shall I go and tell my mum? Okay, but how's my mum going to react? What about if I upset my mum? I don't want to see my mum cry. So those negative thoughts, or those you know, those thoughts put you off coming forward. Do you know what I mean? So then it just, you know, it's just trying to break those barriers, because as a parent, your first reaction is you want to protect your child, you know, and sometimes your first reaction is not necessarily the best reaction, because, you know, you get upset. I know when my son, he went to a trip to a zoo, and my wife has an Asian background, and my son, he's darker skinned, and they and it's just so silly, but you know, the kids looked at Gino, my son, and looked at a load of monkeys, and goes, "Look, your family are like them, aren't they?" And it really got to him.
wow,
You know, and it got to him. But the thing with my son, you know, he has Tourette's, but it's not verbal Tourette's. It's like a physical Tourette's with his body. And when something gets to him, his Tourette's goes like, I kid you not, he'll run up and down the lounge, flapping his arms very intensely. And that's when we know that, you know, the triggers of when something's going on with him. Now, for days, you know, we saw a change in his behavior. You know, he was not responding to us. He was sitting up in his room, very quiet, withdrawn. And I was like, look, there's something wrong with him, you know. And I made the mistake. You know, I went to him and I was like, look, tell me what's going on. he told me about the racial remarks. They said that he was a rice picker, and things like that. And I just hit the roof. My first reaction was I did blow up, you know, and I started swearing. I was like, I'm going to get on the phone to school. But then I forgot about his reaction. He didn't like to see me like that. And it put him off talking to me because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing. We need to be so careful, because a reaction that we have is a bigger reaction to our children. And what I'm trying to say, that's why it's so important that, in a way, you've got to put your feelings to one side and solely focus on the person that you're trying to help, especially at such a young age. You know, so it's just finding that way in, and when they do tell you, as hard as it is, you've got to keep straight face, and, you know, you just got to keep focused on, you know, okay, I'll react when they're not here. I'll go out and I'm going to go and punch something, or I'm going to go and shout in the forest or something. Just do your reaction when you know they're not there. They don't pick up on your emotion, because it's too much for them to deal with. You know, that's what I would say. Sorry for waffling, everyone.
No, that's
right, mate. It was valuable information.
So
that's really true, because yeah, I'm gay, but I had 2 boys.
You're what?
Yeah, no, sorry. Sorry if no one realised I was gay. I do apologise. No, and I had 2. Nando. Wow. Didn't want him here anyway. Aaron's back next week.
Well, I'm coming down here. I'm not catching it.
And I've got 2 boys, but my oldest one, I don't speak to them because of the whole sexuality thing, but that's for another show. But the oldest one, when he was little, we went to the Bahamas, and he was laying there with his hands and feet up in the air. And I said to him, "What are you doing, Rick?" He went, "I'm getting sunburnt, so I'm the same colour all over." I went, "Why?" He said, "Because they call me pink feet and pink hands at school." And I was just like, wow, because they're like obviously black kids, and it's like, shit, that's bad. And then when I said to the headmaster at school, he was like, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about it." I was like, "Yes, you can, because if you don't, I'm going to speak to the parents, and that won't end well."
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, in the end, you know, I moved out of the house when I realised that I preferred other things than his mother, and then yeah, our relationship broke down. So, but yeah, and now he's a little rebel. So he's 27 and he's involved in gangs, and yeah, it's just like how
Been there, done that.
I could see you being the leader of a gang.
Only a camp gang in Mexico, though, with slight Jewish connections.
I thought you meant gang bang for a minute. Then I was like, I'm looking forward to that when you come to Brighton.
you go through me like a grain of salt, Rob.
Oh God! Oh God!
What colour hanky? What colour hanky do I have to bring? I don't know the hanky codes anymore.
Oh God!
No, we don't have them anymore. If you just smile the wrong way, then you know, just shout surprise.
that's funny.
I mean, our mum's like contacting CAMS and the crisis team and stuff, and she is getting help professionally that way. She has informed the school, so she's doing things right. But as a friend, I'm so out of my depth because I never know what's the right thing to say. Like
there isn't a right thing to say. The right thing to do is just being there, right? You know, being silent is not a bad thing. You don't need to know everything that you need to say. You don't need to know what to say. As long as you're there for when they need you, that's what counts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just, and I know it's hard and it's easy for anyone to say, is being patient, right? Because when they need you the most, that's when it will come out.
Yeah.
You know, people think that, oh, I need to know everything, what my next step's going to be, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to, you know, it's not like that. It's more of, you know, we just need to allow the process to take place, and eventually she will come out of her shell and talk to someone. If that's her mum, that's you. But then, you know, you just got to wait for that moment. But it's just constantly reassuring her that you're around. You know, pop her a message. You can send her a message and just, you know, just check in. You know, send her a funny joke. those little things, just let them know that you are there. That will go a long way. You know, like I said, it's not focusing on the problem straight away, because to focus on the problem or to try and fix the problem, the person directly involved needs to be the one that comes forward and not push to come forward.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, because that can be more damaging than anything. You know, at the moment, it's about knowing what's going on. You guys know what's going on. It's keeping a closer eye on her and making sure you know what she's doing, but then just reassuring her, making sure that everyone's checking in with her, and then eventually have that gentle conversation. Just steer it into, look, we know that you're not feeling 100%. We're not mad about how you feel. We just want to help you. You know, so if you don't want to do this today, you don't want to do it tomorrow, that's fine. But when you are ready to, please come and talk to us. Yeah. You know, if it's your mum, if you don't feel that you don't want to upset your mum with your feelings, come and talk to me, and then I can talk to your mum for you. Now, some of the things that she may tell you, you may not understand straight away, but just listen. That is more powerful than understanding the situation. Yeah. Right? You don't think that you have to understand and fix it. All right, listening to her will be a massive help, because then she's released that off herself. She's shared the problem. So half of that problem has been lifted away from her because she's been able to offload onto you, if that makes sense. And then it's about working together and finding a way forward. You know, everyone has a way to deal with things, and it's just finding her way to deal with it. But again, you have to let her do it in her own time and not feel like she needs to be rushed or she needs to do it by a certain time. Because you've got to remember, things like this can go on for a long time, and you know, it takes a long time for people to admit, when even us as adults now, look at us, you know, yeah. Sometimes we you know, I'm nearly in my 40s, and I've still found it hard to you know, to admit my problems. So for a 13-year-old, that must be exploding their mind, you know. So it's just finding the patterns, really.
I know how you feel. I'm nearly 40 and will not open my can of worms. Oh, that lid stays firmly closed.
Whoa. Nearly 40.
Yes, nearly 40. I'm only 37.
I know you're on a live, but don't use your fucking stage age here.
Excuse you. I can tell you my date of birth. You can research.
That's because you've rehearsed it really well. I hear you all the time.
And you
pluralize everything as the 19th of February. Go on, then. Go on, ready. 3, 2, 1. Your date of birth, go.
10th of March, 1986.
Too late. Too late. Did you hear the delay there?
It's all right. Ask Nando how old I am.
You're 47, 46.
Oh, 46. Well 46. Done. How old was I earlier when we spoke?
I don't know why, but I said you were 50. I don't know where I got that.
And here I am, just baby-faced and 30.
Yes.
Shut up! You've just turned 40 yourself.
I've just turned 30 again.
So you go 30 to 40 and then back to 30.
I've made so we're in a safe space here. I now identify as 30.
You now identify as 30.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Going to have to go, but I will be back next time.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you, Siren.
And Chazza, listen to these people about your...
I mean, these people? That's racist.
Listen. Oh my God. Whoa. I'm going to find you and just whack you, you know?
I beg your pardon. My wife is downstairs.
Whack you on your head.
I beg your pardon.
Oh my God.
It's getting worse.
I can't say. I can't.
Honestly, you take the tone and you lower it.
Siren, don't worry, because he's coming up here after Christmas, so I'll punch him in the balls for you.
Does anybody have a translator for what Shazza just said?
I was trying to say, but you know, it's just Anyway, okay, you know, that's all I'm trying to say. Shazza is, you know, listen to these wonderful lads and lass right here, and yeah, they're telling you, you know, some good things, and yeah, I hope you get it sorted, because you seem online as well. You seem like such a good-hearted person, and I think you could just, just have a chat with her, and that's all you need to do is be there for her,
Oh, don't let the ruse fool you. I'm not such a big-hearted person in real life. Ask Beato that.
Well, honestly, she's a nightmare. Like of a morning, she'll phone you. She's like, "Hey man, horse the lake, man. Hello, you want to fucking hold me or no?
I don't
It's morning,
believe
mate, maintain."
I don't believe that at all. I do believe you're a nice person. Well, anyway, I'll let you go, and you guys have a nice night.
Take
I'll
care.
chat with you again.
Try not to whack anything up
Thank
on
you
the
very
way.
much.
Oh my
Irish, take
god.
care.
Oh,
I do apologise. I apologise.
no, you don't have to apologise for him.
She's used to it.
He can apologise. Yeah. All right. I'll chat with you.
See you later,
Bye.
Siren. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 You could play. Oh, you could have played your song, Rob. The sound of siren. Get
You
your thing.
leave the sound of silence alone, right? That
Rob,
song
please
is
go and get your
epic.
thing and play it for us all. Get
No.
your happy thing. Get your
No.
happy instrument out, Rob.
No.
Go on. What's it called again?
Excuse you? Are you happy instrument on YouTube? No.
What's it called again? What was the name of it?
It's a steel drum.
A
But
steel
it's-
pan.
Yes, yeah, it's nice. I like
Sort
it.
of, but it's like a crystal ball at the same
Hang on.
time.
I'll go get it. Hang on.
Yes, here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
shut up,
darkness,
you
my old friend. I've come to be sad and bloody again. I'm gonna play you all depressing songs, tell you all the things that I think are wrong.
Right, I can still hear you because although I've got the fucking headphones off, it's on loud on my phone, so I can hear what you're singing. Right, it's this little beauty, and I only brought it because
You wanted to play sad songs.
No.
That was the truth. You told us that.
There we go. Look,
Oh, that's beautiful.
it is. It's lovely. It's a nice little piece of kit.
How many songs can you play on it now, Rob?
I can play Oceans,
Right?
which you don't like because it's too sad.
Oceans is
sad.
beautiful. You're sad, Rob, right? Not big Rob. Rob with the nose. You're
Rob
sad.
with the
Nose.
Right.
Go on, Pet. Go on. Get it out.
I
Like
can
an aggressive
play
poo. Go on, get it out.
Ode to the Joy. What
Yeah.
else can I do? Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not going well, is it? Really? They are all sad.
Oh,
songs.
look, Rob, look
I
at your
think
screen.
Kev's got one.
I can't play it, but
Oh.
I have it.
There is.
Well, basically, next week, not the next, the week after, we're going to have a sad songs podcast. So we'd like to come on, and it's only going to be really, really sad songs.
There we go. That's it. That's all you're
No,
getting.
Purple's done now.
Okay, that's enough.
All my hairs fell out. It was so bad.
You still have that thing
Big
on?
Rob.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Can Mrs. Purple lend that? Because I'm pretty sure she could do with some peace and quiet around the house.
Yes.
If it's going to
That'd be
knock
great
him
if it
out.
was like this. You leave me alone, you. You big nasty.
Purple's just a bully today.
Oh, that'll be next week's bloody stream then. Won't it? You said that. You said that. I'm in a Laney and Ben thumbnail now.
That's funny.
Oh, dear.
Ah.
Actually, that's a good point. Purple, load one up for us.
I beg your pardon. All right.
Whoa. Strong.
Put it back on. Put it back on.
I didn't mean that. I meant what Chris has put on screen.
What? What did Chris put on the screen?
He needs a Jew rave.
I can't put them on up here. They're connected to my OBS.
God.
And I have to be careful as well because last week, because you have your haters, I have one as well, and brilliantly, they filed a complaint to get my stream taken down for anti-Semitism.
Oh.
What?
Like YouTube watched it and then they were like, "Yeah, we'll give it you back. We'll give it you back," because obviously Yeah, that doesn't really work out, does it?
No.
Idiots.
I'm just catching up for all the hosts and everyone who shared their story either by video or chat. Thank you and well done. Thank you, Sarag.
Yeah.
Oh,
You, Sarek.
Whoa, that's bad.
Don't be mean. Honestly, you have to lower the tone of everything, don't you?
Yeah. So with next week's show, cyberbullying, if anybody in the chat has had issues with it or dealt with it or wants to come on and give their views, then by all means let Parpel or myself know, because we will get you on the show, and I will post the link in Discord. What are you doing, Parpel?
I've broken myself.
Again.
Yeah. We will be joined by Aaron next week. So Aaron's going to be quite a familiar face on the podcast now. It's going to be like the weakest link soon, isn't it? We're going to have so many co-hosts. We'll be like, Nando, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Please dress up as Anne Robinson. Rob.
ah, Fernando.
I'll see you a lot later then.
Please dress up as Anne Robinson.
Who, me?
You, yeah.
No, I don't think I could do
You'd
that.
You'd look fetching as a ginger.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm going
You would.
grey. I can't be ginger.
That's what happens when you hit 50, though, isn't it? So Nando said it.
Well, you would know, wouldn't you? Parpel?
Me? Well, I don't. I have one ginger hair here, and I have a wisdom hair, which is a grey one, which comes here. And this is my Gandalf hair. I have one Gandalf hair, which makes me look distinguished.
Who's been lying to you?
Everyone. Everyone's like, I loved your video. It was great. I was like, you liar.
Just a quick one. Helena M, thank you very much for joining the channel. Welcome to the family of wonderful people.
And Nando.
I was actually going to say and Parpel, but you know, we're...
Well, I think that's my cue to leave people. So
No.
You're not going anywhere. We've still got to abuse Rob in the green room.
Yeah, Nando, you're fine, mate. It's all right, because when I send over your ingredients from the shopping list that I'm going to do, it'll be interesting to see how you make your own version of ham and pineapple pizza.
Mate.
I'm going to send you really, really pretentious ingredients then, Rob.
That's right.
Like crazily pretentious ingredients.
But I'm going to have Cam here who will tell me how to make anything.
Well, no, wait.
Wait.
No, you're not allowed to have any interference from anyone else.
No, you're not. No. And also, Nando, do you know what I want to say? Because you'll be familiar with this, right? Because I think anybody who's got that familiarization with food or has cooked before. Do you know Thai fish paste?
Oh,
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's not banned in Bristol.
Oh, no.
But it should be.
It's not
I like
banned in
the way-
Brighton. It's not banned in Bristol. Could you imagine his face? It would be like Katie Price's unwashed knickers.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
I don't do fish for a reason. Sorry, lady. Very rude of me to say that. I do apologise. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Could we combine it, right? And we'll make it really, really metrosexual, and we'll call it the Great British Gay Cough. We'll be really camp while we're cooking.
Only if Nando is fucking Gino de Cambo.
He already does his Gino. Go on.
Like my hands and all.
If my grandmother had a wheel, she'd be a bike.
That's the go. Yeah, do you know what? I've got to be honest. If I get Rob sending me food, I'm horrified what he would send me. Like, it would be
Ketchup, mayonnaise, coleslaw.
No, it has to. So the rule, we'll make the rule so it has to be like legible, so he can make a meal
Yeah.
out of it.
If he had to make a meal.
But when you say a meal, we don't just mean like the dipping sauces available at McDonald's.
And you're not allowed to have any help from anyone else.
No, that's
I
fine.
wouldn't ask Mrs. P to help me cook. She once made a cottage pie. The dog rejected it. How
are you still alive, Parpel?
She can't hear me. I know she can't hear me because if Shezza's there, that means they're not playing Fortnite. So Shezza's not telling her what I'm saying.
Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is make her a moderator, and then she can come on and see everything.
She hasn't long. Well, I'm saying that she only got home from work about 8:30. So what's CRL telling me off for? Honestly, it was so bad. I literally thought you put cauliflower on top of it, but it was mashed potato apparently.
If anyone's got the link for Parple's Discord, can they put it in the chat so Helena can join?
She can bake. Mrs. P's a really good baker. I'm just the better chef,
So,
which is not really a surprise.
So's Nando's wife. She works in a bakery. She bakes all her buns.
That's why Nando's are so tight. we all just saw them bent over stairs. It's okay. You just put the picture back up.
No. See you later, Cheryl. We'll see you next week, darling.
See you later, Cheryl.
Not Cheryl.
I'm still here.
No, not you. The one from Tessie.
The one
You're
from
not
Tasmania.
Cheryl. You're Sherelle.
Oh, don't you stop.
Cheryl.
Oh, dearie me. But yeah, that'd be a fun one to do, doing the cook. But I did suggest to Rob as well, maybe in the new year, if we can actually meet together.
Oh yeah.
And rent, like, do you know, like the colleges, they have like the
rent
kitchen.
a whole college.
No, not the whole, like a room
Happy
where
days.
we can actually have a cook-off.
We knew he was going to be in the
live.
drama department up there.
That would be quite cool to see us all cook.
Yeah, me and you'll be
pressure.
cooking. We'll be looking for Rob, and he'll have his jazz shoes on, going, "This is where I belong." 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow. Why do I feel victimised all of a sudden?
Honestly, it's always the same.
I'm going to replace you two with Shezza and Karen.
They can be worse. Shezza can be far worse than me.
Oh, don't replace Parple with me. Don't replace Parple with me, or you'll get your banned in every country.
Yeah, but I can get me banned in every country just by existing sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just on your lonesome self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's all good stuff to look forward to, what we're doing. And, you know, hopefully everyone's enjoying what we're doing. I know some of it's quite heavy, but there's purpose behind it, and it's helping and reaching out to people. Like, you know, it's great to see Chris back on, you know? It makes it worthwhile doing these chats and having a laugh as well. So,
Yeah, no, that's true. And it's like, comments like them idiots earlier, it's like, whatever, just you go off and do your thing. We're one big community. We all support each other, and that's what I like. And
they're just jealous, Rob. They're just jealous.
That's it.
Carrie, they're not jealous. They're like 35 views over the last year.
Oh wow. Oh dear. Is that what you were doing? Were you like looking at them?
I was looking to make sure they weren't being dicks, because you know some people are like, what they'll do is a live stream and then they'll just start poking into another live stream just to try and, you know, promote theirs. So I was making sure they wasn't doing that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah. But it's silly anyway. It's a shame, you know.
Yeah, but
you know,
unfortunately, you do get it. You know, how many times? You know, you've been through it, Parple. When I put up the gay pride video, I had a load of foreign guys saying, "What's the point of sharing videos like this? We don't like it." It's like, well, don't
watch it then.
Don't fucking watch it then.
Yeah, get off my channel.
Wait till you get onto the live stream and we're all having a bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's my key.
That's when Chris gets his inspiration for his new drawing.
What? Don't drag me into this. I've nothing to do with whatsoever.
I'm dying to see Parple like lay there on a chaise like, Chris, draw me like one of your French girls.
I'll wear my tutu.
Oh God.
It's not an actual tutu. It's a t-shirt with a picture of Desmond Tutu on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh dear. Well,
Chris, I want to buy one of your pictures as well, sir.
You're not buying anything, no. But you just
Yeah.
said if you, I was going to start doing it because what I found is people get quite scared of asking to, but because it's purple, and the whatever. All I kind of ask is if they could do a donation to the Mind. If they could do that, that's great, and I'll be happy to do any pictures of people want.
Bless your heart.
Even if it's purple in wearing what's his name now?
A Desmond Tutu t-shirt.
No.
I've got my Kim Jong-un t-shirt.
You can draw purple in a mankini. I'm sure people
That's the
will
word.
buy
That's the
loads.
word for a mankini. That's it. Yeah.
No. Do you know what? Right?
Yeah.
Nobody on earth would want to see that. If I walked downstairs in
I
a
would.
mankini now, Mrs. P would heave. She would dry heave. I had to shave off my moustache because I had some coffee in my moustache. I went to give her a kiss and she went, "That's my own wife."
No, but
No,
if people
Chris.
want, if
Chris,
people
I
want a
want-
picture done, then don't. No, just give some money to Mind, and that'll do fine.
I will donate to Mind. Right,
That's
that is going to
awesome.
be my Christmas order. I will give money to Mind, and I want you to draw Purple's face, facial hair, and everything, but on Rose's body with the stone, the blue stone.
Yeah.
In the draw me like one of your French girls, Jack poses, and I'm going to hang it in my game room.
What if throw darts at it? No.
Maybe.
Here we go.
When's the cyberbullying thing coming? Because me and Nando are just victims here.
This is a good one. Purple and Beardo as Jack and Rose.
Oh my
That's a good
God,
one to do.
yes.
yes.
That I could do that. I could do that later on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If anybody wants that done, then we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so if we want to see Chris draw Purple and Beardo as Jack and Rose from the Titanic, can we please have some purple love hearts now?
You can have as many purple love hearts
I
as you
do
want.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Bring on the purple
I'm going
heart.
to take all 200 characters of this.
Or you could have Beardo and Purple doing that kind of like cherub thing when they touch the fingers like that.
Yeah.
kind of
Touch
thing.
the what?
200 characters.
Oh yeah, is it Michelangelo?
Yeah.
That's
Aren't,
it.
Yeah,
Michelangelo, yeah.
aren't they naked at that point, though?
It doesn't matter, does it?
It's all right. So is Rose. Rose has got her nips out.
The nips.
Chicken nipples.
Yeah.
I don't have the nipples for that photo.
Oh, maybe
There
Beardo
you go.
does.
I reckon
So-
Beardo's nipples are like slices of ham.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm so glad he's not in the live anymore.
I know for a fact someone's just clipped it out to send to him.
Like a slice of pork and egg. Just.
Look at all the purple hearts, Chris. I think
Yeah.
we know what
it's
you're
going to
drawing.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it'll be. We can do this. We can make it happen. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks,
Can you
guys.
just post that somewhere that there's no chance of me seeing that? It'd be great.
Oh,
Why
I'm
did you
sure-
just? Why did you just send me a private message that said, "Can I get a copy of it"? Oh, sorry. And then it says, "Shh, I'm going to make a public statement to print it down." Sorry, yeah.
Oh, gee whiz. Yeah. Everyone's loving this, so this will be interesting to see what you
It
can
will be
come up
very
with. Chris.
interesting. No worries. It'll be fine. Yep. The worrying thing is when somebody asks, "Can I have this as a tattoo?" Then you start worrying.
I've actually got somebody in my Discord who's actually having my logo as a tattoo.
Chris,
Really?
why do you think
Yeah.
I asked for the picture?
Oh, wow.
I want Purple as Rose on my back.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Gee
I mean, I
whiz.
am having Nick Frost added onto my arm on Wednesday, so that'll be a fun one.
Right.
Oh, brilliant.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I would like to say, because we're hitting the 2.5 hour mark again.
Holy mackerel.
I know we go quite well with this. I would like to say thank you for everyone for coming in the chat. Thank you for all the new memberships. If anyone has got any stories that they'd like to share with us, then please either contact me or Parpal through Parpal's Discord.
I've got a great story about this time I found this ring and had to take it to a volcano. We'll leave it for next week, though. Shez has heard it.
Yes, yeah, we'll
bit of a
do
long
that
one.
next week. Yeah, oh, God. What have you got coming up, Parpal, this week?
I beg your pardon.
No.
Why don't you ask me what I've got coming up right now?
Oh,
No,
God.
so I've got a couple of new things. I've got a couple of new things actually coming up this week. I've got something that's not going to be connected to paranormal at all, because obviously I'm dealing with quite a heavy YouTube shadow ban because I keep saying the S word.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
But there is a way around that, because I didn't get banned last week, and we use suicide a lot, and it says change it from entertainment to education.
It doesn't matter. I've spoken to them about it. I've been chatting to them for a week and a half now. They're not going to remove it from me at all.
Oh.
So I'm just aiming. But then I've actually got a new series coming, exclusive, called Agree to Disagree, where I'm going to invite people on, and we're going to have very comical, funny, healthy arguments at two sides of the tale. So I actually would like Nando to come on so we can discuss French and Italian food, and we can just argue over what is better. And I think it would be brilliant, and it's just going to be that like kind of level of thing. And
Mate, I could tell you right now, Italian food is better. Like,
no, just because you have one dish and you cut it up into different shapes and call it different.
I'll be up for that. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Just put semen on spaghetti and call it a carbonara. Why don't you? But yeah, I'm going to be. So I've had a few conversations with people on many different sides of the fence of all different levels, and they're going to be joining in, and we're going to just it's going to be like a half an hour, 45-minute video. It's going to be very light-hearted. Yes, there'll be obviously disagreements, but not in a nasty way, in a kind, fun,
it'll be fun.
Just in a really, really fun kind of way where you just take the piss out of each other, and like Italian food, and what? Sarah Jesus said Italian food is better than French food.
Yeah, there you go.
But again, if you ask one person, Sarah, right, without Googling it, name 5 French dishes, and people don't do it. They go Italian dishes are like pizza, bolognese, carbonara, everything you can get in
lasagna.
Lasagna, which is basically an unblended spaghetti bolognese. With an extra layer of Italian cinnamon on it, hey, but some sprinkles on it.
I'd rather have that than have French fucking frog legs.
That's just xenophobia, because most people who try frog's eggs end up liking them because they just taste like cod.
No, they're horrible. No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They taste like
they're
fish.
Disgusting.
Oh, don't you start. You're from Wales, for goodness sake. What the speciality of Wales is, well, basically, we have rabbit. And what's that? It's cheese on toast with beer in it.
No, we also we also have faggots. We have faggots. They're amazing.
They're from the Midlands.
What did you just call me?
No, I know. Please, I know. I don't know how to. They're just
Kevin's just come up and like, you betcha.
She just called me a faggot on live.
Hang on, no, wait. She's just stolen. She just says we have faggots. They're from the West Midlands. You can't take them over to Wales and claim as your own because they've got flavour.
No way. They're Welsh.
They are not from Wales.
They might not be. They are more Welsh.
Right. Don't take things away from the Midlands, for goodness sake. All they have is stabbing and freaking faggots. That is the only 2 things in the Midlands. That's all.
I'm offended.
Okay.
I'm offended.
That's funny.
Do I look
be offended with the West Midlands then, not me.
Offended if someone covered you in gravy and licked it off and dipped chips in you, you'd bloody love it.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Jesus. Nando, what do you have coming up?
Nothing at the moment. It's the lead up to Christmas, mate, to be honest. It's just going to enjoy Christmas and then see what happens in the new year. That's about it for me at the moment.
Yeah, you're going to lose at cooking.
Yeah,
mate, I tell you what, there is no way am I going to lose to you. Yeah, whatever your food is, and I'm not being funny. The French try to claim that they know food. They know the Italians have got it all in one.
Who is known as the father of food? And it's not Father Christmas. Yes, is Auguste Escoffier. Where was he from again?
Okay, but that's
and most of the recipe books to come out of France and the Michelin stars in France come from whose inspiration again? What country was that? Begins with a F and ends in wrench and nothing to do with dawn.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, I've got this one in the bag, and I can guarantee I will win this one. So it's
okay. So
the fight is on.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'll sit this one out. I'll be the judge.
I hope you like pizza, spaghetti bolognese, or lasagna then.
Hey, do you know what? I will say something. Do this. I will not make a pasta dish or a pizza dish.
It's okay. I'm not going to send you eggs or tomatoes, so you're fucked.
Oh God, I am nervous about what you're going to send me or what.
I wonder.
I don't. Do you know? I don't know whose would be worse. Rob.
What would you rustle up if it was vegetarian or vegan?
Vegan.
Because I'm vegetarian as well, so yeah.
Yeah. So we might send you something that
I would do. No, because I said I wouldn't use your pasta, would I?
Yeah, I could send him some tofu.
So what's it called?
Tofu.
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 There's no E on the 2, so it's tofu.
It's not.
No, it's not tofu.
Not tofu.
It's definitely tofu.
Wait, you go back to eating your rabbit with cheese, all right?
Rabbit.
What would I put? A vegetarian.
I'm sorry.
If you're going on to pronunciations, I can see where one of the problems was now. Because back in the olden day, when you first met a lady, you used to go up and say, "Can I take your brat off?" Exactly, bra. It doesn't have an R at the end.
No, it has it at the beginning, brah. It has a R-A.
Exactly. So tofu doesn't need a fucking E at the end, does it?
No, it doesn't. If you're having tofu, as you call it, it'll be T-O-E-F-U.
Why would it?
No,
it's in your toe.
Rob, right?
Yes, darling.
How do you spell toffee?
T-O-F-F-E.
Right, now spell tofu.
T-O-F-U.
So what's different?
Same to you.
It's only T-O as in toffee if it's got 2 F's.
Hang on. Okay,
doesn't.
But how about let's use your logic against you. So let's spell it. So spell it out how you'd spell it, Rob. So tofu, yeah.
T-O-E-F-U.
So spell poet.
P-O-E-T. What is this?
No, spell it how you say P-O-E-T.
Fuck off. So, Chris and Kevin, you're going to be the new co-host.
Is it co-host or does it need an E at the end? You're going to be the co-host. Oh no, sorry, it's got to be. It can't be because host would need an E as well, wouldn't it? So it would be hoest.
What? Why does it need host?
Because you said tofu, T-O-E. You said ho, H-O-S-T. So hoest, H-O-E-S-T. Ho.
I just.
Do you know what doesn't have any logic?
Yeah. Wow. I really feel victim. So this is going. I'm going to clip this and put it as online bullying for next week. First, I was called a faggot. Then I was, told I was 50 years old, and now I can't spell for shit. So. Okay.
Hold on. There we go. Is this better? There we go. I've changed my name for you. Nando, can you put an E at the end of yours just to make you happy?
I do apologise for Marvel.
It's apologised. Yeah.
It's apologised.
Wow.
Oh, that's so fun. That's funny.
Is it Nando? Is it really?
Well, no. I meant
It's Nando.
Yeah, come on, Nando. Let's see how big your balls are. Come on, carry on.
I was just talking for everyone. It was just a funny moment.
Oh, so no one else has a voice, no?
No, I'm with him. This is freaking fun.
Someone jump in. I'm gonna.
Just spell voice with a Y, or is it VOYCE, or is it VOYS for voice?
Shez. All I can hear is Shez dying in the background.
Wow.
It's nice when it's happening to someone else.
Well, you two are being deleted as moderators now. That's the end of you two.
Bye. Have a beautiful day.
Moderators.
Yeah, good night.
Okay. So, Chris, when's your drawing of Purple Naked coming out?
Actually, well, I need to know what Cheryl actually wants done drawn properly. If she wants a drawing at all, I'm not too sure. She'll have to message me what she wants done. I do have another picture of Purple to do, which will be a portrait, and then I've got a beardo, kind of like a Viking shield thing to do. So it'd be about fourth one to do.
And you're doing one for us as well, you said?
The Purple and beardo and yours will be put on the back burner, but like I said to you earlier on, when I have an idea, I think about it in the background to put it all together, visualize it, and then it will all come together. Cool. I've got ideas thinking about beardo purples already, which will be some kind of strange. It'll involve banners and roses and all sorts of things. So that would be cool, fun to do. But yeah.
And nipples.
Chicken. They might have like a cartoon chicken in there somewhere with nipples on it. I don't know. We'll see.
Slices of ham.
Yeah.
Not fake ham like they have in Italy.
Oh yeah. That's another subject. I'll wait till you do that show and then we'll have that debate. Because I'll tell you what, the ham in England is nothing compared to the ham in Italy.
Well, stop sticking your dicks in pigs and it'll be fine, wouldn't it? Taste the same.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Someone help me.
Where are you putting your penis, Pino? I'm putting it in his prosciutto.
That's how they season the meat, Purple.
Oh god!
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, basically what they do is they get someone to stand with penis here and they'll just do this to it until it comes out.
Sorry.
Right. Okay.
Oh my god.
There's two men. What am I meant to be doing with this?
On that note, yes. Oh God! If anyone wants to stay and carry on insulting me in the green room, that's where we're going. But other than that, I would like to thank Kevin, Chris, the two lovely ladies, and myself for a wonderful show. And yeah, Nando and Rob, you can just do one. For picking on me today. Thank you to everyone in the chat. It's been a pleasure. 2 hours 37 minutes. We'll see you all next week for cyberbullying. But yeah, if you guys want to stay around in the green room, then we'll have a chat.
Just so you know, Chris, if you can have a look at this, Rob, that means what the fuck it doesn't actually say.
Okay.
Cue the sad song.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
It's been a please, Yuri. Yeah.
Right, here comes Nando's picture now. So,
boy.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, Nando, you can suffer, mate.